suffer no be small. But say I get sense. Poverty no good at all. Now it make I join this business. For one night you don't see. It's once again. Everybody be prayer. If anybody follow Mugu, my brother, I go chopper. National airport, National stadium, President, my sister, brother, we be Mugu, I be the master. Oh, Iboma, I go chop your dollar, I go take your money, disappear. For one time in the Betty, we be Mugu, I be the master. The refinery, the contract, now you white. But you won't pay me some more money, make I bring ya. You be the Mugu, I be the master. I am window. When do you go play one? Countryman do you go? You know the shot. All I kill and die. Whatever you go back the I say, I don't see them fire. That's why when they run enter my therapy, I will show them fire. National airport, National stadium. President, my sister, brother, you be the Mugu, I be the master. The refinery, the contract, now you white. But you won't pay me some more money than I bring up. Mugu, I be the master. Now me be the master, oh. I hear you. You know, when I came here earlier for sound check, I didn't check the sound because I didn't have any interest in checking any sound. I know the sound will come.
I used to be a tough man. I used to be, until I met you and realized that troublemaker get level. Because somebody will know they tire and say you will fight you. You have to find solution to your problem. So I made up my mind. It is better to be with you than to be against you. A lot of us here, we don't know when to stop. Align yourself. The Englishman says if you can't beat them, you join them. It's a very good advice. Me, I join you. I'm with you. And that will be the basis of my advice for the new governor. The last 4 years was rather a tough experience of my life because I didn't have a successor. Let me tell you today, Governor Wike and Governor Fubara, this plane you want to start flying now, I flew that plane before you by the grace of this man. This plane, tomorrow night you enter, His Excellency is coming. I flew that plane from Akure, 7 p.m. I'm in Port Harcourt. Mommy is a witness. I want to say to you, sir, you came in with the hands of God You are a miracle governor. Today, you are Governor Rivers State. My brother, the day your eyes begin to see, you will miss road. Close your eyes completely. Maybe if I have a godfather, I won't have problem. Maybe if I have a godfather like our father here and Wike, I will not have problem. I didn't have one. They oppressed me. They show me pepper. The moment your eyes begin to see in this government, you will have problem. Oh. Close your eyes. Those windows, if you can close them, close it. For you to have eternal peace in your, I don't know, but let me say your 8 years. The way you will use the 8 years is in your hand. Adam and Eve, the very day Adam began to rationalize God's word, the very day he rationalized God's word, Adam realized, I am now a man with a wife. He entered gutter. He entered trouble. Sir, may God help you, Your Excellency. My counsel is to you. God will help you. Don't see more than what you are supposed to see. The moment you want to see more than you are supposed to see, you begin to see spirit. Oh. I know Wike. Oh. I know Wike. Oh. Now, if he say he will fight you, it's either you surrender or you look for that trouble to the end. God will not find you Wike's problem. Oh. He has found you Wike's favor. Remain in God's favor and Wike's favor. God bless you.
That the political krinkum, or if you like, the political higi-haga that has enveloped the politics of Rivers State for a period of time now, has all the trappings of an odoriferous saga, kum gagatwan gaga. And I am maniacally bewildered that this flashpoint is of no serious concern to the Commander-in-Chief of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. This is because all the flashpoints of war that has snowballed and transmogrified into bringing about a calamitous end for Nigeria.
And there it is right there. So there it is right there. I wonder if I have the eloquence to follow how just excellently Honorable Guayavon has just articulated it right there. So everything that Honorable Guayavon, everything and anything that I just said there, all I can say is I concur. I concur. Good day to you, good to be your company, and how are you? So a short little snapshot afternoon session as we are now doing, we are tentatively re-entering that two-pronged sessions per day. So a short snapshot session in the afternoons and then a longer, more relaxed session in the evening. So we're back on that trajectory, and it's really the politics that necessitates it somewhat. The politics now is such that it cannot just be captured in one session. So pardon me. So we're not doing two sessions now. But not the ones that you can rely on are the evening sessions. The afternoon sessions will be at will. If the mood takes, then I'll do it. If I'm not inclined, then I don't. But I am inclined. So good day to you. Good to be in your company. And how are you? Protocol still same. Click on the like button if you would. Subscribe if you haven't. Come join me. Hyperlink says StreamYard in the comment section. Super chats towards the stream. So all those things that the usual go-tos still remain. The constants are always constant. So do all those nice and funky things. So do all those nice and funky things. So the afternoon sessions is often instances a reaction to either a video or a situation but that situation often led by video. So this instance no different as well. And of course, we are not straying that far from the saga going on in Rivers State. There's really no other thing to talk about than the saga going on in Rivers State. So all of the top names within the creeks, they're out in play now. So we pick it up with from the first daughter of that space, which of course is Ankoy Briggs. So we pick it up from Ankoy Briggs, and we see what her take is on the goings on in Rivers State. So we pick it up from here.
I hear that you're with us now. You were talking about your comments that you made last year before we lost connection with you. Can you continue and finish up on that before we move to another question?
The truth of the matter is that immediately this thing started, we waded into it, both to the governor and the minister of the FCT at the beginning of it, and nobody responded to us. Now, there are two sets of elders that it must be made very clear. We have elders that are PDP members, that are elders of PDP. I don't understand, Rivers people actually don't understand how we can find ourselves in a situation where a former governor who is a minister has half of PDP supporting him in the governance of.
All right. So the fact that he was a former politician is not even not a former politician, but a former governor. The fact that he was a former governor, as Ankoy Briggs states there, does not make him a former politician. And the fact that he was ex-governor of Rivers State does not then make him no longer a stakeholder in Rivers State politics. So this is if you look at the trajectory of Nyesom Wike, by the way, Nyesom Wike is essentially Rivers State. He started as a motor park coordinator, went from that into local governance, from local governance into state governance, served as a commissioner, the lieutenant of the governor then, which was Rotimi Amechi, went on there to Abuja, came back to Rivers State, governed Rivers State for 8 years. So for the abundance of all of the Fourth Republic, Nyesom Wike has been central to the politics of Rivers State. So the fact that he has governed his constitutional 2 terms allotment and has finished that does not then mean that he doesn't have any stake anymore in Rivers State. So I'm not clear on what the elegant lady Ankoy Briggs is talking about.
That are elders.
And by the way, I do like Ankoy Briggs. I've always liked her, but on this occasion, I'm not on board with her commentaries.
Sets of elders that it must be made very clear. We have elders that are PDP members, that are elders of PDP. I don't understand, Rivers people actually don't understand how we can find ourselves in a situation where a former governor who is a minister has half of PDP supporting him in.
The reason is quite simple. It's called political structures. So the reason why Nyesom Wike controls the abundance of the PDP loyalty in Rivers State is because he has built that loyalty over time. So he didn't build that loyalty just from being governor. He had been at the front line of Rivers State politics for 3 decades. He has formed relationships, established alliances, and that is why now, as he sits now at the top of the pyramid in that state, he now holds the puppeteer's string to pull the puppet, to maneuver the puppet of Rivers State. So that's the answer to Ankoy Briggs' question. So the fact that he's ex-minister does not then make his influence within Rivers State X. The fact that he was ex-governor, I should say, does not make then his influence in Rivers State X.
In a situation where a former governor who is a minister has half of PDP supporting him in the governance of Rivers State. And then we have the people of Rivers State who voted for the governor of Rivers State, who are in support of the governor of Rivers State. It is being accepted.
I think it's a bit disingenuous of Ankoy Briggs to say that the people of Rivers State are in support of the governor. No, the Rivers State the political terrain in Rivers State is fractured along a split line. There are heavy loyalism to Nyesom Wike, who, as I said, is satiated and marinated within the politics of that state. So there is a heavy loyalty to him, and there's the standardized loyalty to incumbency, which weighs towards Simi Fubara, the dollar chaser. So she cannot say that the people of Rivers State are backing Simi Fubara or are for Simi Fubara, because that would be disingenuous. And that's not the lived experience. That's not the observed experience of that particular terrain.
Accepted in Nigeria today that there are actually two governors in Rivers State, and the president is acting as if he's mediating between two governors of a state. The president of Nigeria is expecting Rivers people and the governor of Rivers State to accept what he did not accept from Olusegun Obasanjo in his time.
Well, Rivers State is not Lagos State, and Simi Fubara is not Tinubu. So there are levels, as they always say to these things. You cannot, it's not a like for like. Rivers State is just some backwater in the interland sort of a space, in the back of beyond. And Lagos State is the shining light that illuminates the Nigerian paradigm. So it's not, there are levels to it. Much as I love this woman dearly, I think she's talking she's talking out of skill. Let me not say she's talking SHIT. She's talking out of skill there.
When he was governor, we find ourselves in a situation where we're not allowed to benefit from the governance of the governor that is on seat. All the people who were in the assembly, all 27 of them, obviously, before they decided to cross over to APC, were definitely not with the governor. The governor did not choose the commissioners that he started with. So
what would have served Nyesom Wike, well, not Nyesom Wike, but maybe Nyesom Wike as well, what would have served Fubara better was for him to have heeded Fayoshe's advice at his inauguration there, that don't get ideas above your station, don't look where you're not meant to place your eyes, just do your own little thing, steal your own little dollars, and leave the space to the owner of the state. He tried to be above his britches and is being brought up short.
The issue of Rivers State is unbearable, is unacceptable, and is unbelievable. And it did not start with Simi Fubara. It started, so you're still insisting,
are you still insisting,
of the Federal Capital
Are you still insisting now, that President Tinubu did not show neutral? Avenues for more on this development. Good to have you join us at this time. The NBA is against this.
All right, so that was Ankoy Briggs' take. So let's go on from Ankoy Briggs to one of the other seniors within the River State space. So let's pick it up from here.
Chief Anat Saraigbe, who's joining us from River State. Good morning, sir. I think the first reaction would be your thoughts. Did you see this coming, and what are your thoughts about the state of emergency declared in River State?
Well, good morning, and thank you. It is very obvious right from the beginning that the president is biased against the I said this with all authority that first it gave us a lopsided agreement and forced the governor to implement. It was quite obvious that the governor obeyed Mr. President while Nyesom Wike refused to obey Mr. President. And because Nyesom Wike did not obey Mr. President and the governor obeyed Mr. President, the governor withdrew all his court cases. Nyesom Wike refused to withdraw his court cases. That gave Nyesom Wike edge over Simi. As if that is not enough.
There are no parallels to be drawn. Just as I stated Lagos State and Rivers State, there are no parallels to be drawn between Nyesom Wike and Simi Fubara. Nyesom Wike is the overlord of Rivers State and Rivers State politics. Nyesom Wike, you know, it was actually, what's his name again? Tonye Cole, that was actually meant to be the successor of Nyesom Wike, but Nyesom Wike jettisoned him to put Fubara in that seat because he thought Fubara would be a lot more malleable. So there are no parallels. There is no obligation there are no obligations other than to give out instructions from Nyesom Wike to the River State space, because Fubara, to all intents and purposes, is just a space filler. It's essentially a Nyesom Wike third term, but because he started to have his own ideas, because people are calling him His Excellency, and that's what has put him in this situation he finds himself. So I don't think it'll be a misreading. You may say it's not right, it's not fair, it's not whatever, but the reality of it is that River State belongs to Nyesom Wike. Fubara is just sitting in the governor, similar to Sanwo-Olu in Lagos State, actually, who actually thinks that Sanwo-Olu makes any decision in Lagos State. He doesn't. Is a space filler just to keep that seat warm, steal a little bit of money for yourself, but don't steal too much. Do as you are told and leave at the end of your constitutional allotment. So that was the agreement. But Fubara now having ideas above his station, and that is what has landed him where he is now. So there are no parallels to be drawn between Nyesom Wike and Simi Fubara.
Oh. The Supreme Court has, based on that withdrawal, give a judgment against Sim and River State government. Mr. President, when Pandem visited him, insisted that we go to Sim to implement the Supreme Court. But even before then, Sim had agreed to implement Supreme Court judgment. The same characters refusing to implement the Supreme Court judgment. And for Mr. President to use Section 105, 305 to declare a state of emergency where there are no problem in River State is not proper. Again, Section 305 of the 1999 Constitution as amended do not empower Mr. President to sack an elected governor or even a councillor. He does not have that.
So that's a misdirection right there. That's disinformation, that's propagandizing, and that is spinning. So just to be clear, your president, Bola Tinubu, the looter of Bodilion, he has not sacked Nyesom Wike, no. So let's just be clear. We can disagree on the actions, but let's not embellish the facts in order to lean it towards our sentimentality. President Tinubu has not sacked Simi Fubara, and I'm not sure, but we had senior legal expertise at yesterday's session. Is not constitutionally allowed, that's the impression he gave us, to sack Simi Fubara. But what he has done is to place Simi Fubara in abeyance for 6 months, because Simi Fubara demonstrably has not shown any capacity to govern the state that, as fate providence has it, is the golden goose that lays the golden egg for the Nigerian state. So it doesn't have the accoutrement, it doesn't have the functionality to govern a state like Rivers State. That's patently obvious. The patience for 2 years, and we have not seen anything demonstrably that is capacitated to oversight that state. In fact, he's starting to burn the state down and sending his loyalists to start to burn down federal infrastructures in terms of gas pipe, petroleum pipelines, etc. So it was an inevitability that Tinubu took the actions that he took. But he did not sack Fubara, no. He just put him in abeyance. He suspended him.
Other than the Constitution. He said he believed in rule of law. Is this what you call rule of law? What he has done is to take excessive power beyond his authority to remove the governor of Rivers State, just to please Nyesom Wike. Let us look at
Okay. So that was another misdirection that I wasn't really prepared to let fly. Tinubu did not act in any way in the interest of Nyesom Wike. He acted in every way in the interest of the Nigerian state. Nigeria has now just started to meet its OPEC quota in terms of oil production and oil sales. So now sapele water characters in the creeks, they've gone back to those Yadua days of going around blowing up pipelines. And Tinubu needed to act very quickly to nip that on the board. So it's because I think we've had about 3 incidents now of gas pipelines being blown up, pipelines belonging to a Jeep, pipelines belonging to Seplat, pipelines belonging to Shell, etc. So they're just rattling it out, the big stake places that fund the country. They're going in there to blow up the pipelines. And Simi Fubara, of course, giving a tacit endorsement to that sort of thing, considering it as part of the fair games of his fight against Nyesom Wike. So it wasn't anything Nyesom Wike that instigated this particular state of emergency. No, it was the activities of the sapele water drinkers in the creeks going around blowing up our federal facilities, especially important ones. So let's be clear on that.
If two people are fighting, Nyesom Wike and Sim, Nyesom Wike is still in his cabinet. Why do you not suspend him? If you want peace, you would have suspended Nyesom Wike. But they kept Nyesom Wike there and suspended Sim, who was elected. Nyesom Wike that he appointed, you could not remove him.
All right, so that's another misdirection right there. We've been hearing a bit of that, actually, that Nyesom Wike should be suspended for balance. But there are no justifiable reasons to suspend Nyesom Wike. All of the reports that we're hearing from Abuja, from the indigenes of Abuja, is that guy is excelling himself in terms of performance. He is proving to be the best administrator that capital city has yet experienced in all of its years of formation. So in all of the years that in all of the periods that Abuja has existed, all the feedbacks that we're getting from the indigenes of that city is that Nyesom Wike is the best yet administrator of that city that they have yet experienced. So there are no justifiable reasons to suspend Nyesom Wike. The reason that Simi Fubara was suspended is a lack of capacity to perform and a threat to the national well-being. So there's nothing that justifies suspending Nyesom Wike.
Could Nyesom Wike to come to Rivers State with the army, the police, the Navy, the Air Force, and all security DSS, all security apparatus, as Mr. President, to go to a village in Rivers State, with the hope that the people will react and they will declare state of emergency. That fails. And now they just slept over and thought, oh, we have power to declare state of emergency. And he brought somebody whom everybody knows, or displayed somebody who is having pictures with Wike as sole administrator. Under democracy, are we under military dictatorship? We're not under military dictatorship. We are in a democratic system. And the Constitution is the ground of all laws in this country.
Thank you very much, Chief. I'd like to... I would like us to bring in Mr. Jake Epele into the conversation. Mr. Epele, you've been, you're a vested, interested party in Rivers affairs, and you've been very passionate about it. What do you make of Mr. President's speech yesterday and the suspension of the governor, the deputy governor, and the State House of Assembly?
Simi, of course, the NEPA struck, but you can hear my voice
loud and clear.
In a few seconds.
Yeah, you can keep talking. We can hear you.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you can keep talking. We can hear you.
Okay, so you can see me. They have to power on the generator.
No, it's fine. Just keep talking.
It's unfortunate that the president will bow to the pressure of a minister which he appointed. What he has done is...
Again, just to be clear, Tinubu is not acting in accordance or with is not bowing to Nyesom Wike as is being suggested there. We've all seen all of the images of pipelines being blown up in Rivers State. Rivers State is the state out of all of the oil producing states. Rivers State is the number one state that funds the Nigerian country. So the president could not stand by and see the country's wallet being set ablaze. So it was that now final act that forced Tinubu's hand to act in the manner that he acted. So nothing to do with Nyesom Wike.
Unconstitutional, because he didn't follow the constitutional due process, But I know a leader, when that leader is willing to reverse himself, and it's not too late for the president to reverse himself. What that has happened is not good for democracy. I mean, some of the claims in his speech are not evidenced. You say the breakdown of governance. The governance has been on. This young man has been fighting the fight of his life for the people.
I believe that when the president talks about the breakdown of governance, a part of what he's referring to would be the fact that for us to say government is duly constituted and the three arms of government have to be fully effective. And in this case, the River State House of Assembly was not effective. Unfortunately so, but what Nyesom Wike is the architect of it, I really want to thank the likes of Chief Anabs that is on this show, truly elder people and I want to apologize to you, sir, for all the unnecessary abuse and disrespect that have been meted to the elders of our dear state. This is unacceptable. This is not what democracy should look like. And unfortunately, this sitting president fought for democracy, laid down his life for democracy, fled the country for democracy. And now he has the opportunity to make good all the things that he believes and all the principles which he stands for. This is unfortunate that is happening in his own administration. This is unfortunate that he's bowing to the pressure of someone who has considered.
What is unfortunate is that throughout the history of democracy, especially during this Fourth Republic, throughout the entirety of this latest round of democratic dispensation, what is unfortunate is that the people in the creeks, they just like the people in the Southeast, they've never demonstrated once an example of being able to govern themselves. None of the states within all of the South as none of the states is an example. Maybe a little bit of Akwa Ibom under Dave Umahi, or was it Akwa Ibom under Dave Umahi? But maybe a little bit of that. But for all of the near 30-something years of this now round of democracy, we've not seen any example either from the Southeast, or we've seen examples in Kaduna State, by the way, under the governorship of Rufai. We've seen a little bit coming out of Kano State, some form of governance there. We've seen from Oyo State, we've seen from Lagos State, we've seen satellite little achievements, Ogun State, all of these sort of spaces. But in all of the 30 years of democracy, with the abundance of resources and money that goes into the South-South, we've not yet seen any form of demonstration of any person being, any state showing a capacitation, showing capacity to be able to govern. So that is what is unfortunate over and above everything else. All of it now crescendoing into a situation now where the president feels that you people are too dumb to oversight yourself. So I will take you in-house and I will sit on top of your head.
Himself an unappointed, unnecessary emperor. You know, must River State lay her life for Nyesom Wike? Is he the only Rivers person? Is he the only person who have ruled the state? Why will he want to destroy lives and properties of River State for his own selfish end? When will this stop? How long can we endure this? But let me continue to sue for peace. The dear people of River State, don't let them push you into where we are not. Don't give in to pressure. Don't destroy the pipeline. It's unnecessary. It's for our own economic good. Don't take arms. We will follow the due process of law, and victory will come at the end of the day.
All right.
I said it openly.
All right, let me stop it right there. Let me stop it right there just to manage the time. If anybody wants to come in, come in. If you want a conversation, it's going to be an hour and a half. If you want a conversation, please come in. There's link in the comment section. Let's stop it there. The guy was talking about the rule of law. So let's now go on. We segue from that to Simi Fubara's now official reaction. Fubara reacts to Tinubu's declaration of state of emergency rule in Rivers State. So let's now see now what the under pressure governor. What's going on here? So if it lets me, yes, let's now see now what the under pressure governor has to say. The suspended governor of Rivers State, Simi Fubara, has, for the first time since President Tinubu's declaration of an unsettling state of emergency. So when they tell you an unsettling state of emergency, that already tells you the political leanings of this particular piece. So describing it as unsettling is the writer now infusing his own politics into the news that is delivering. So you take it from that hostility that is already been demonstrated there. The suspended governor of Rivers State, Simi Fubara, has, for the first time since President Tinubu's declaration of an unsettling state of emergency in Rivers State, responded in a lengthy release published on his verified social media handles. In the message, he did not mention or address his suspension head-on, but did promise to engage relevant institutions, meaning he could seek redress of the case in a court of law. I'd love to see Fubara go to court over this, actually, because there's a lot of contention about the legality of this move that Tinubu has made. So let them just escalate it to the Supreme Court fairly quickly, and then we know then just how the law is being interpreted. Below is the full text of his speech. Press statement by suspended Governor Simi Fubara on the state of emergency declared in Rivers State. So we just whisk through this quickly. My dear Rivers people, I address you today with a deep sense of responsibility and calm as we navigate this unfortunate moment in our state's political history. Since assuming office as your governor, all my actions and decisions have been guided by my constitutional oath of office and a great sense of duty. We prioritized the protection of lives and property and ensured the continuous progress of our dear state. Even in the face of the political impasse, we have remained committed to constitutional order and the rule of law, putting the interests of our people above all else. This was why, immediately after Mr. President's intervention to broker peace, we did not hesitate to implement the agreed terms in good faith. including welcoming back commissioners who had previously resigned on their own volition. Furthermore, we moved swiftly to comply with the Supreme Court's judgment. With the Supreme Court's judgment immediately, we received the certified true copy of the judgment to return the state to normalcy. So these steps were taken not for personal gains, but to foster peace, unity, and stability in our dear state. Unfortunately, at every turn, members of the Rivers State House of Assembly frustrated our efforts, thus making genuine peace and progress difficult. Our priorities remained the security of lives and properties and advancing the well-being and prosperity of Rivers State people. Yes, we have political disagreements, but good governance had continued. Salaries have been paid, and great projects are being executed to move the state forward. Above all, Rivers State is safe, secure, and peaceful under our watch. At this critical time, I urge all Rivers State people to remain peaceful and law-abiding. We will engage with all relevant institutions to ensure that our democracy remains strong and that Rivers State continues to thrive. We have always been a resilient people, and we will face this situation with wisdom, patience, and unwavering faith in the democratic process. God bless the Rivers State. God bless the Federal Republic. So that's our Simi Fubara now coming out for the first time now after Tinubu kicked him out of State House and put a bunch of kill and goes there. So let's go on from there, and we continue to take reactions then to what happened in Rivers State. So here is now former Kaduna State Governor Shehu Sani putting his own opinion into the controversy.
And as you heard earlier, President Bola Tinubu has declared a state of emergency in Rivers State. Governor Simi Fubara, Deputy Governor Ngozi Odu, and all the members of the Rivers State House of Assembly were all suspended for 6 months. They're now being joined by former federal lawmaker, Senator Shehu Sani. Thank you so much for being on the news tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Almost immediately after the president's speech, you tweeted, and I'm just trying to get to your X account, and you said, the impeaching forces and the impeachment targets can now rest for 6 months. But some are asking the question, what does this mean? Does this mean that we have suspended the impeachment process for another 6 months? What happens after 6 months? And is this truly a security intervention to stabilize Rivers or a political maneuvering to get power back?
Well, thank you very much for having me in your program. First of all, I must express my opinion by siding with the action of Mr. President as far as this state of emergency is concerned. For the very fact that in the last 1.5 years, the state has been in turmoil, in an endless and intractable political conflict that seriously affects the political, economic, and social life of people of Rivers State, and by extension, threatening the peace and stability of the country. The crisis in Rivers have defied 3 solutions. It has defied legal solutions, it has defied political solutions, and even it has defied spiritual solutions. What is the legal solution? The journey has been from Rivers State High Court to Court of Appeal to the Supreme Court. Despite all these judicial pronouncements, there was no peace. What is the political solution? The president on 2 and 3 occasions tried to mediate between the 2 gladiators. There was no peace. Elders from Rivers State tried to intervene. There was no peace. Elders from Niger Delta tried to intervene. There was no peace. Someone like our late Edwin Clark tried to intervene. There was no peace. Even the governors from Niger Delta, they tried. There was no peace. So you can see how the political dimension to it too has not produced peace. The spiritual dimension has been prayers from all sides. Prayers has not even delivered peace. So for a president of a country like this, and with a state like Rivers that is not just an ordinary state, a state that occupies a key economic position in the organogram of this country, no responsible president would fold his arms and see the breakdown of
The English of their bookies are improving. No, this is a Malam using words like organogram.
law and order. So for anyone holding the position of leadership, you look at a problem and try to contain it from that very point. Because if pipeline are being blown in rivers, it's not going to stop in rivers. And the options are two. For the side of Wike, they want an impeachment. I don't think they want a state of emergency. And for the side of Fubara, they want to remain in office.
That's a pertinent point, actually. Those saying that Nyesom Wike is the one pulling the strings of Tinubu to take this action. This action is actually against Nyesom Wike's interest. So because Nyesom Wike already had the gun loaded to pull the trigger on the impeachment of Simi Fubara, the State Assembly, which is under the control of Nyesom Wike, had already sent notice to Simi Fubara that they are looking at impeachment procedures. That we addressed it here just a few days ago. So, but with this now suspension, what Tinubu has inadvertently done is to grant Simi Fubara a 6 months reprieve, because of course the State Assembly suspended, the executive suspended, so everybody goes on for 6 months. So that gives him the reprieve. If Tinubu had not taken this action, within the next 3 to 6 weeks, Simi Fubara would have been impeached. So what Tinubu actually did, whether for reasons of, but certainly not reasons of, he has actually acted in favor of Simi Fubara, granting him a reprieve from impeachment, a temporary 6 months period of abeyance.
If you take the side of impeachment, there will be violence in River State. People are up in the street lining up for the governor, and pipelines are being blown. So if you impeach him, this is what will have happened. And if you refuse to impeach him, the point is that for now, governance has been paralyzed and stagnated because of the rift between the State Assembly. So the options taken by the president is in the best interest of the state and the country as far as I'm concerned.
Many would argue with you that it's really not about the best interest of the state or Nigeria. As a matter of fact, I mean, you say that it's defied all manner of interventions, legal, political, spiritual. But some would say that the president seemed half-hearted in his intervention, that at the end of the day, he really was not willing to lose Rivers State because of the political undertones and because of 2027. And so he says to Pandef, go back home, apply the rule of law. But the rule of law has been the number one casualty in this matter on all sides. Do you think really there is a political way, or that peace truly is the end game in this, crisis in Rivers State?
Well, the end game,
and not political power.
What are the interests of the two sides? It's very clear that the State Assembly wants to impeach Governor Fubara, and that is what they want. And to do that, there are consequences for both the state and the whole country. And on the other side, if you keep him as a governor with a hostile State Assembly, then with what is going on is that governance will be stifled indefinitely. So a responsible president cannot just fold his arms. Something must be done. I've listened to the submission and the presentation by the earlier guests, and one of my brother was saying that there's need to go to court. This going to court is not producing anything. Even if you go to court, which court are you going? The Supreme Court. Is there the Supreme Court that ruled in favor of the 27 lawmakers, and that has not produced peace. So should we now wait for all the pipelines in Niger Delta to be blown while waiting for judgment from the Supreme Court? I don't think this.
What do you say to those who criticize the president's speech today, saying it was, rather one-sided? It did not chastise both sides in this matter, and it's unfair on the governor.
You know, it's a bit of a red herring, this idea that Nyesom Wike needs to be addressed or whatever it is. Nyesom Wike is not the governor of Rivers State. The concerns of the Nigerian state is about the governance or lack thereof in Rivers State. So whether Wike is pressuring Fubara to the point that he cannot bury it, whatever the situations are, the concerns is that Fubara capacitated to govern what essentially is the bread basket, the golden goose that lays the golden egg of the Nigerian state. So as Senator Shehu Sani rightly said, Rivers State is not just some ordinary state. It is the state that actually feeds the Nigerian country. So you cannot just have it. You can't have it implode. So if the Fubara is not showing capacity to govern that state, then the president had to step in. So it's nothing to do with Wike. They've tried to address his relationship with Wike endlessly. There's no traction there. It's quite clear that Wike is not going to remove his boots from the necks of Simi Fubara, and it's quite clear that Simi Fubara does not want those boots around his neck. So it's two fighting. So it's a localized something. If Fubara cannot surmount Wike, then he should give up that post. And if Wike doesn't want to let go of that guy, then it should battle it out. So it's nothing Tinubu can do. The only reason Tinubu should and can suspend Nyesom Wike is if he's not performing as the administrator of Abuja, which is not only is doing excellently well. So it cannot be suspended at a federal level for a localized something in Rivers State. So that's just the nonsense. That's just but then of course, this is a Rice TV, of course, which is the obedient mouthpiece.
Who's become, the president came down really hard to the extent of even calling him a despot.
Well, that is for the speech writers. As far as I'm concerned, my own interest is virtually to share the interests of the people of Rivers State, which is to see that at least for the next 6 months, even 6 months is not just for them just to go and do a sit down. But I believe it's also a window for the two sides to sit down, to discuss the issues and find solutions. It has been said that when two brothers fight, it's the strangers that inherit the kingdom. So I want that the new administrator, because for peace to reign in Rivers State, it's not just you have a new administrator who's going to be there for 6 months, who will not make laws, but he too has to engage the people of the state and engage the militants that have started blowing pipeline. If you don't do that, the whole 6 months will be wasted. My own interest is to see that there is peace in Rivers State. That is
and I think that a lot of people are interested in peace. Well, I cannot speak for the parties involved in the Rivers crisis, but you also highlighted something the president reiterated about the bombings of pipeline in Rivers State in your submission earlier. And then you asked the question, was this a measured approach or a drastic one? Some will question, we've seen pipeline vandalism, pipeline explosion in the past. Could the president have told another path, such as deploy more troops to secure the pipelines rather than declaring a state of emergency? What's your opinion?
You see, there is no truth.
Look, he would have done that if it was a straight case of vandalism. But what we're actually looking at is an orchestrated situation being orchestrated by the person that oversees the security of that state, essentially Fubara. So a lot of people feel that the pipelines being blown up are either at the direction of or in sympathy to Fubara. So if it's being done by or on behalf of Fubara, then you cannot have Fubara oversight the security of that space. So that's the difference. It's not just some random vandalization that we see every so often within that space. No, this is a politically motivated vandalism. And the political motivation, the suspicion goes towards the state house in that state. So that's the difference. All right, let's leave it there. Let's just let's see if we can kick off somewhat of a conversation, because I don't want it to be long and drawn out. So we bring up the people assembled so far. We got our man of Prestige. Good to see you, Prestige. Femi is in the house. Always delightful when Femi is here. Niger Man makes his rare cameo appearance, and we have talk now. So good to have you, gentlemen. Of course, no other conversation other than River State. So we kick it off. Do like 5 minutes monologue, and then we open it up. Kick it off with man of Prestige, who was here for us. If he's read for us, Prestige.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. I greet everybody. If you're in the afternoon, like over there, probably afternoon. So, whatever is going on in River State right now should be a concern for every one of us. It shouldn't be about Wike. It shouldn't be about Fubara. I mean, Fubara is not innocent to begin with. Let's just make that fact. I'm not a supporter of Fubara. I mean, he in fumble. There are some constitutional, thing that he break. Let's call it what it is. But the genesis of this trouble, where we are in River State, is begin with Wike. It seems like Wike is controlling the Nigerian, judiciary right now. That is the way it's happening. So is it about election? 2027, Tinubu can win the election with that river. So I don't know why it's so concentrated about river. Listen to Tinubu's speech yesterday. He never for once blamed. This is my annoyance. He never for once called Wike name. It's all about Fubarak. It's all about Fubarak. We know it's take two to tango. This is between Wike and who doesn't want to leave whatever agreement they have. It doesn't concern me. Whether Fubarak renege or whatever. That's not even my issue. That's between him and Wike. The people that is suffering is the people of River State. That's my concern right now. Not Wike. I mean, I don't even want to go into the detail about whether they have an agreement. It was his purpose, he's the one that brought him to win the election, and and all that kind of things. Everybody know what happened. But we are talking about the present, where this trouble emancipated from. So having said that, in my own opinion, I have listened to some fine constitutional lawyers in Nigeria. I've been listening because I've been paying attention to it, because this is something concerned Nigeria. It has gone beyond just River State, because if there's a war or whatever it might, emancipate from there right now, it's going to affect everybody, every Nigerians. We know the importance of River State to Nigeria. So it's not just an ordinary state. It can't be like, say, it's a state like my state, Imo State. No, it's not like that. River State is the cradle of Nigeria, where we are right now. Apart from Lagos, we know how they make their own money. But having said that, I think the declaration of emergency yesterday, there's nothing wrong. Tinubu declaring the emergency. He has the right. He has the constitutional authority. I mean, you have your resident lawyer that came here yesterday. He tried to educate people or something like that, and I saw his biasness and something like the way he was interpreting the law, whatever that favored him. We know he's an APC hack, so let's not miss word about it. And he already stated it that Tinubu is my guy. So having said that, I have listened to people that are considered to be independent lawyers. There's nothing in the Constitution that give Bola Tinubu the authority to remove the governor. The governor is elected, by the people and for the people. That's what it's supposed to be. People have the right to remove him. It's not this thing. Forget about. Let's not go with the precedent that Obasanjo did it. So because Obasanjo did it, and what Obasanjo did was wrong, he's supposed to have done it the way Jonathan did it. Jonathan declared state of emergency 3 or 4 times in my own recollection. There was no time that he removed the legislator or duly elected governor. Just because just because Obasanjo has done it or something like that. We know what Obasanjo did. So that make it right, for Tinubu or any coming. This is the problem with Nigeria. We keep on going on what has happened before, instead of going, instead of moving in the future, try to better our country. We say, you did it, then, so it's a president, then I'm going to do it. No, according to the lawyers, not just one, not two, not three, that have a listen. The only right Tinubu has is the state of emergency. That is the only right he has. And what is the state of emergency? It gives him the authority, to put the military there, whatever military, whatever the military that was under the command of Fubara, they're all going to be answering to Tinubu. And that's the only right. It does not give him the right to remove the governor. So let's stop coloring things, for our own biasness, for our own sentiment. This is the problem we're having. We try to use, what actually happened before that was wrong. It does not warrant the state of emergency.
Prestige, we actually have. I'm not going to play it because it's about half an hour long, but we actually have the Attorney General of the Federation telling us this is his news conference right there. You can see.
I'm one man. There's no need playing it. Maybe you can play for your audience. I don't buy what Attorney General is going to be. It's in the pocket of Tinubu.
It's too long, so I'm not going to play it. But it does explain that it's vested in law, so the legality of it cannot be questioned. But the application of it is maybe subjective, but carry on.
Right. That's exactly what I'm saying. The legality, I'm not questioning the legality of the emergency, but the application of it is what I'm questioning about the removal of governor and removal of the legislature. That's, that's the area, it does not, it's not a broad stroke something that people are making it to seem, because like I was saying, Obasanjo did it. It doesn't make it right. All he has to do is to deploy security there, according to the state of emergency. What is that for? It's for security, it's for life and property. That's what he's supposed to have, do and declare. And to whatever is happening in River State right now, it's not an imminent danger. How many pipe has been exploded? How many pipe has been exploded for you to be up to do,
How many? How can you be sounding like this, for God's sake? How many? So you want 100 to be...
This is my opinion. This is my opinion. I don't see it as an imminent danger like that. It doesn't warrant that.
You asked the question. We've had 3 instances over the last 2 days so far, all linked within the goings on in River State.
Okay, how many people has died?
People died, Ke. They blew up the pipeline of a Jeep, Shell.
It does not, in my own opinion, it has not reached to that level yet.
It has not reached to that level. Do you know
what? State of emergency, I agree. But like I said,
do you know it's River State that feeds Nigeria? Oh, all right, carry on.
All I'm saying is it's all about political. I don't know I don't know what kind of agreement he has with Tinubu. I don't know why Wike has this over the president. Whatever he said, Tinubu is going to do it. Has Tinubu ever questioned Wike? I mean, all of you are here utilizing about Wike just because he's in APC. He's not a duly elected somebody. He's an appointed person in the FCC. And he has this authority over. I mean, it seems like he's controlling the judiciary right now. Whatever the way was judged or something like that, look at the way look at the way Supreme Court rule. Forget about what they're supposed to rule initially. Then when I heard and rule about this one, I'm not questioning Fubara did something wrong. He broke the law. I mean, the demolition of the House of Assembly, the presentation of the budget, with 2 or 3 people. That was wrong. But they should have found a very amicable way, to do this. This state of emergency now. But let's just see what happens. But I'm just concerned. We don't know what it's going to lead to. Fubarak is not coming back. He's gone. So who's going to...
All right. What you're seeing on your screen there is Port Harcourt as we speak. So I'm not sure that there was any...
declare state of emergency, but you don't remove the duly elected governor. Don't remove the duly elected and legislator. Don't remove them.
It's not been removed though. It's been suspended. There's a clear distinction.
Come on now, you know what that means. I'm used to the word removed, suspended, but it's good for 6 months. He's not coming back. But the only part I'm very much annoyed is that nobody ever blamed Wike. A lot of you here are just here coloring the whole stuff,
Yeah, but
Wike is supposed to be the Lord. Who is Wike?
Mostly one
man. That drunken bastard.
No, what would you blame Wike for, though?
God bless you, man of prestige. God bless you.
Wike is not.
I mean, he is the genesis of what is happening. Forget about Fubara failure.
Man of prestige.
He's a criminal. Fubara is a criminal too. We know how he came to power.
All right,
How he embezzled billions. You know, and he never campaigned. One man.
Prestige, hold on, Prestige. For time, you know, this is a short afternoon session. So stay with us.
Okay.
Just to manage the time.
Yeah. That's okay. That's okay, one man. Thank you for giving me this. I will say thank you very much.
Of course, it's always brilliant to have you here. So just we move on from your Prestige. We go to Talk Now. Who came in just after you? So Talk Now, we're doing 5 minutes monologue. Just try and as much as we can within the time. Then we move it down fairly quickly. Then we open it up to a generalized conversation. Talk Now. Good to have you.
Thank you, Oman. Thanks, everyone. I think a lot of people are actually looking at this thing in the eyes of who they support or who they like. And we need to look at this with an open mind, removing the chaff from the wheat and be very clear about it. The issue is clear. The parliamentary and the executives, they are having issues in that state. And when they are having those issues, the people are suffering. So at that point, they had gone to the presidency to mediate. No solution. They had gone to the elder statesmen in that state. No solution. They pushed themselves to the court. They went from one court to the other and finished at the apex courts. And they gave them a decision. Still no solution. And then the resources of that of the country is in that state. And within 24 hours, 2 major pipelines, 24 hours, way less than that. Because on the 17th, in the evening, a major pipeline blew. Of course, that's an escalation already. Then by the next morning, another one blew. That's another one. So until when 5 blows, even in the military, no 2 major pipelines had blown before. Check the record. The president is right. Given the state of emergency is needed at that point. Just for that state to calm down, because the resources of that country is in that state. Now, whether removing the governor, of course, suspending the governor or not is an issue. That is a judicial interpretation, and there's no law court that has faulted it since way back, maybe 1969. In Southwest, whether it's I think Akintola Awolowo days. I remember those times. I think there was someone that was appointed as at that time. Even when they appointed Olurin in Ekiti State at that time, the court did not make a major decision. Of course, we stand by constitution and judicial precedents, but the constitution made it open. They didn't state it clearly that there has to be a military, some military administrator, but it has not been tested in courts. But what has happened right now is just for the state to calm down, and that 6 months is not, it's just a maximum of 6 months. If they resolve the issue tomorrow, the governor can come back. But I think the president has done what is right. Now, the issue of Wike, we need to be clear-headed here. The fact that he appointed or he selected a governor and selected House of Assembly is irrelevant. The people voted for these people. These are people that are old enough to do their job. Wike was appointed minister. They gave him a KPI, and whether he's performing in his in Abuja or not is left to the president to decide that, because he's subject to the KPI he's given. The fact that whether he's talking from somewhere and he's saying jargons, political jargons, all of them speak their political jargon. Odili said his own. The elder statesmen said their own. Even the guy, the man before Odili, Ada George, said his own at that time. All of them are all culprits. So the fact that, somebody is speaking his jibby jabber somewhere, those things are not really major. Of course, you can take it as major, but it's not tied to this. As a leader, you have to remove all those shafts and look at the issues directly. The issue is the pipelines are being blown up. Even in the military time, you have not seen it in 24 hours. Major ones, major. So what the president has done is right. I think the statesmen need to sit together and agree, look at themselves in the face and tell themselves they've messed up the state. Both the House of Assembly, and let's be clear here, it's not favorable to either the House of Assembly or the governor. This came as a shocker. If you think that is not true, Akpabio went to Wike this morning. Akpabio had to go to Wike. It was a shocker to all of them. None of them were. It was not favorable to either of them. What Wike or the House of Assembly wanted was to remove the governor. With this one, the governor is buying time. That's what he has. It's not favorable to either of them. The ultimate is the president needs to, ensure that the revenue of that country is secured. Okay? And let's have a clear mind. Forget Wike, forget the two adults there. The major adults that are there is the governor and the parliament. Whether Wike is speaking for one end or the other, is there here nor there? That's all I have to say.
All right, thank you, Talkman. So we go in this order. We go Femi 5 minutes, Nigerman 5 minutes, Nigerian First 5 minutes, Simba Dewale, Joel of Nashville. Femi, you're up next.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mama. Yeah, this is what I have to say about it is that Tinubu should have been patient before this. He should have called these people like once again and mediate in this crisis if he can do something. But people see him now as like a dictator, yeah, and that does not sense good for me about him. For someone that criticized state of emergency before, like during Obasanjo, during Jonathan period, you criticize it. But for you now to go to that extent, in my own view, is too soon for state of emergency. It's something burning. What is it? We are talking about burning of pipeline, and the police said that they have already arrested this set of guys. Like there are 2 people. That is what we learned about. We heard about it. That these people are not militant. This is just like a normal guys that go through these bad behaviors of them. But in my own view, Tinubu should have made this a little bit in a way that call this guy back to the table, talk to them. If that is not possible, you cannot go back to state of emergency. People will see you in a different way. That is my own view about it. But people making suggest that Tinubu cannot suspend the governor, cannot suspend the deputy governor, cannot suspend the House of Assembly. That I would like you guys to try to watch Arise TV this morning when they interviewed the former Justice Owade, and he said that it is something that House of Assembly, that is Section 305 in the Nigeria Constitution has a lot, enormous privilege. Like the president can do anything with it. That is what he said. But the House of Representatives, the Senator or House of Representatives, they will be the one to make this law. That this is not a judiciary. That if you take it to judiciary, you will get nothing out of it. It's all about the House. And Tinubu calling for a state of emergency, if the House is not in support of it, it is dead on arrival. People are just, in my own view, and the way I'm seeing it, this thing is possible for it not to go. Like today now, House of Representatives, they cannot debate on it because they are not up to third in the House. They are less than 200 out of 400 members today. Out of 400 members. In my own, Tinubu should have, when they spoke to the House of Representatives spokesperson, they asked about that. The president informed you that before going into this direction. They said that he informed them about it. But I believe he informed the leadership of the House. And the leadership of the House are the ruling party members. and the minority in House of Representatives is like the sitting is like 50%. If the minority party are not into this, state of emergency is dead on arrival, and it will look bad on him as a president. It will look bad on him. If people look at it, people should Tinubu can be also in this. Like, look at what Ruben said today, that what Tinubu did is something that they can impeach him on. Like, if we look in another view, in a different view, I support Tinubu during this election, and I criticized him when he's still the president. Now I criticized him last time we spoke. I criticized him about his decision, about his appointment. I criticized him about it. I'm not criticizing about the appointment. I'm talking about the policy. I'm not doing that. But the appointment of Yoruba, I'm a Yoruba person. People should know that. But bring Yoruba, everything is Yoruba. I criticize Buhari for Fulanization Nigeria, and I will criticize Tinubu for Yorubanizing Nigeria. I won't do that. I won't let my sentiment to get out on my way for me to say what I see, I feel like is right. That is me, but yeah, that is what I see about this thing, and I believe this is still on the court for the House of Representatives. And the funniest part of it is that if this thing want to skate through, you must have 2/3 out of 400 plus. That means you must have 300 plus in support of it. I don't know how. And all the 12 governors, all the 12 governors of PDP are against of it.
All right, thank you, Femi. So thank you, Femi. We're going from Femi to Niger Man. Sorry, Femi, to push you. It's just to manage the time. So Niger Man, just give us your opening salvo, Niger Man.
Okay, good afternoon, good morning, everyone. Wama, I think you have to be a carry member of APC these days, so that you be their spokesperson. But we go and be bringing on news that it doesn't align with you, then you will not be using your comment to threaten it. Okay, well done. For my own, you see, what you even write this morning.
I am for the people, but
you're not for the people in any way. You're not for the people. Just leave it that one. Let me take my time. You see, for what Tinubu did, many lawyers, many sons have spoke about it since yesterday. You understand? What Tinubu did, he have a constitutional right. You understand, in the constitution, but the suspension, he doesn't have that right. They said even about it this morning, I listened to him. He has to coach about 3 sessions in the constitution. You know what Tinubu did is illegal. It's not constitutional, and he said even it is impeachable. It's impeachable. But let us be realistic here. If there is war in Nigeria now, according to that session of that 305, because he aligned everything, what we call chaos or anywhere that make it to declare state of emergency. Will Tinubu declare a state of emergency and not suspend itself? Which is totally no. So why are we now? We are here because this man is in APC, he's working for Tinubu because we give him a little biakpo. Is there a little biakpo that will make Tinubu to win a presidency in Nigeria? That people are supporting Wike. 2 people are fighting. Then you take sides with one. We are saying now it's not because of FCT minister. This is an appointed somebody. Then you have the power to remove an elected somebody. Is that ever right in any way? Even though there is no constitution, let's look at morally. Is that ever right? So because now you appoint a retired admiral there. The money that they wanted, they said they are not going to release to Rivers State. I don't know going to release money to that one. Is that not illegal again? What they are doing there? That will be fatwa. We are talking about vandalization. Even how many pipeline is it today? They have been vandalizing pipeline in Nigeria. You are the president. You are the chief of the security of Nigeria. Why can't you go there and secure all those pipelines and investigate who are the people? And you not go there and you have to suspend them. I don't know why even you one man sometimes you only right before, but these days, I don't know where you don't collect a PC card, honestly. Because the way you try to portray something these days, I'm afraid of you sometimes. You can't be doing like this now. You can't be because if okay, we said PDP was bad. Okay, another party will come now. They will still be repeating what those people do. Is it because PDP was bad? That's why we say APC should come. Why must Tinubu be repeating all what he condemned right from beginning? All what he condemned, when subsidy, everything what he condemned. That is exactly what he's repeating, and we are here. We are supporting. If you want to do Tiwa, fine, but it's not like this. You are not for people, and who is not for the people should please. Everybody is free to his own opinion, but don't be gaslighting people. Just say your own opinion. It's not better because what Tinubu do is illegal, it's unconstitutional, and it's not right in the sight of any man, any thinkable Nigeria. You don't have the right, you don't have the power to go and just remove a governor, suspend it, and you leave FCT minister there. Someone you appointed, you leave him there. Who was elected, was voted by people, you take him away. Fine, none of them is for us, which we know. None of them is for our interest, which we know. You have to put something as the father of the nation and put it to work. You don't have to go one side because of one man. Who is Nyesom Wike? Who is Nyesom Wike that nobody can talk again in Nigeria? Everybody will want to gaslight you. No, he's doing the right. What is right? You are saying that even one man, you said that you want to listen to what Attorney General said. Go and listen to after the Supreme Court judgment when Nyesom Wike called a press conference. Go and see the way he won the Attorney General. That he should not come and say anything about this thing. Go and watch it. After the Supreme Court judgment, when the press conference, when there was a interview, he said, "No, you have to be general should not come and say any nonsense about this thing." Oh, that is the same as on the general of Tinubu that of Nyesom Wike that you want to come and tell you the truth today. Wow, I'm not going to talk truth. What the talk truth in this life? These people, we are our family. We are all one. We are all the same people. Whatever. Okay, Lagos the other day, Obasa did you. Why don't Tinubu doesn't declare state of emergency in Lagos? Look at what is going in Kano since then. Power also too heavier. Why Tinubu never declare state of emergency in the Kano? Everything that concerns that south, where everything comes, that is where they will have power. Look at Oklahoma the other day. They have to why? Beat those people with Buna for their country. I don't know. People should know what you are saying. God bless everybody.
Yeah, because we from the south, we don't know how to behave like mature people. So we can blame the president all we want.
Sorry, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Sorry, actually, you're up next. So you have your 5 minutes monologue, and then from you, we were going to Simba. So Simba's dropped. So we go on to Dewale, Joel, and then Midway. So Niger first. You're up next.
Okay. See, in politics, everything is compromise. These people are adults. The president have invited them, I think, twice or 3 times to resolve this issue. They were behaving like kids. When you look at South, that's why there's always violence. We don't respect ourselves. One person cannot take it all. Sometimes you have to compromise.
Sorry, Niger first. Big apologies. I'll bail out and let Adama bring it home. We'll carry on later in the evening again. So I'll bail out. Adama will bring it home. Thank you, everyone.
Okay. So compromise is everything. Yes. I think what happened now, they all will come together and sit down and find lasting solution, because right now they don't have any other thing to do. They will have to come together and decide. All of them, both Wike, the governor, and the state assembly members, they will have to, because now they have no choice. You understand me? They will have to do it now. I think, in my humble opinion, that was the right thing to do, because the state assembly members, they were already announcing that they are going to impeach the governor. That would have caused more chaos, death, and destruction in that state. So now they have the opportunity to come together and discuss, and they have to be compromised. Wike cannot get everything he's looking for. The governor also cannot get everything he's looking for. So they have to be compromised for them to come together and resolve this issue. It has to be done. So that's my take. Other people can speak.
Thank you so much. I believe Mr. Dewale, you're next. Good evening, everyone.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead, your 5 minutes monologue. Thank you, sir.
All right. I think we discussed this at length yesterday, but I I'm of opinion that what Tinubu did was justified and was right. Right in the sense that when you let your house go off in flame and you're watching, somebody said Wike should have been removed, cautioned, or punished. And I said, what has Wike got to do with what is going on in Rivers State? First and foremost, Wike is not an elected official in Rivers State. Wike was once a governor. So, but nobody can deny the fact that what the suspended or reinstated House of Assembly members were doing to the governor, or what they were fighting about, was about Wike's influence. So, in that way, Wike cannot be penalized. As of today, there's no established uh, litigation or any charges in the courts between the state government, the River State government, and Wike. So that means Wike has nothing to answer. However, the principal actor of the state are the one that's supposed to have comported themselves in a manner that depict people of good uh, understanding and with wisdom. So, and in the situation where we have this executive governor of a state at the loggerhead with the legislator, I mean, it's no matter what, the people of that state will be the one to suffer it, whether we want to deny it or not. You guys, the Nigerians are always quick to forget about something. Not quite long ago, there was a rumor that from the governor's camp that they threatened there would be some form of chaos and anarchy if anything happened. Just towards the time that he demolished the National Assembly. And also they said that, oh, I think it was, the rumor was very right then that, Rivers State being the oil producing country state in Nigeria, that they're going to make the country ungovernable. It was a rumor, but out of that rumor, as a Nigerian, we know that there's some level of truth to it. And when you have a major pipeline, I think as of now, 3 or 2 going up in flame, it's just a prelude to what is about to happen. And also the fact that the newly instated State Assembly members already served the governor for his impeachment proceeding. That right there is invitation to anarchy. So in a way, what is the solution to the political logjam? You've appealed to both sides. Both of them seems to be strong-headed. Forget about the fact that Fubara was saying, "Oh, he's going to comply with the Supreme Court judgment." He said he will comply, but every move that he make, the National Assembly are countering it. Now he doesn't even have a ground to hold any thing against them because he has demolished where they're supposed to be congregating. So for him to be properly invited, it has to be right of reply must have gotten to him. But everything they put to the media is that the National Assembly are not. I'm not saying the National Assembly too are also exonerated because they are as guilty as anything. But I think the president did Fubara a very great favor by suspending him, so thereby they can work this out within the 6 months. Somebody said Fubara was removed. No, suspension is not about, it's not removal. However, his political future depends on the outcome of whatever happened after this 6 months. So what I would think is going to happen now is that they will all will go to the drawing board. They will, figure something out or a soft landing among themselves so that at least the state can be of peace. The issue of Wiki will not go away as long as Fubara is still in the office. That is just the fact I want everybody to know. And if you don't want to believe me, look at the fact that even PDP cannot suspend Wiki. You see how odd it may look? Because this guy have them by the balls. Every money being spent is coming from that state. I mean, PDP spend is coming from that state. So, and as much as Fubara, as a PDP member, is still going to be funding PDP. As of now, tell me which state is even more economically viable that can sustain that political party? Not Delta. So they needed River, and at the same time, River Wike is not leaving the state. It's not removing his hand completely. So I think it does the governor a great favor, and I hope it's just that the outcome of this intervention is what I'm not so sure about because it's dicey. I don't know what will happen, but I just hope that Fubara, whatever I need to do, it seems to me that he hasn't really, as a governor, we've seen precedent in the past, and it doesn't work well for the governor because whether we like it or not, political Godfather is very thriving in Nigeria, and it's going to continue because it has always been since the inception of this country. So, as far as I know, whatever the outcome will be after the suspension is what I'm really after. Emergency has been declared and it will continue for the next 6 months. The legality of it is what I don't like to debate about it because if it is not grounded in the constitution or the president is not empowered to impose emergency rule, I don't think he would do it. I think he would. I mean, the previous administrations would have been taken to court for this. So, but people interpret this based on their political lineage. But as far as I'm concerned, it's not even about whether federal government, Mr. President, or what, violated the constitution. It's the fact that it was applied and it serves both parties right. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Dewole. Drew, are you there? Could you please unmute your 5 minutes monologue? Dewo.
Thank you very much, and good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you may be listening from. Joel of Nashville on the One Man Show. First, I just need to do some house cleaning. Mr. Dewale, I was so disappointed in your comments, but those are your opinions, and I respect those. You say that Wike has nothing to do with what is happening in River State. Wike has everything to do with what is going on in River State. And if at our age we cannot come out and say the truth, if not for anything, for the younger generation, then it means that we have failed in totality. They say Fubara did not go to meet the House of Rep members. I want to remind Nigerians that these rags occupy homes built by the state. They live in the state reps housing estate, paid for by Rivers money. And you close the gate against the governor, where the governor has accepted what's the right word for it? To do what the Supreme Court asked them to do, to represent the budget. Thank you very much. And at the end of the day, they said no. So who is to blame? What do you want him to do? Cut off his balls? What is wrong with us? I don't know. But I guess there's something about being a Nigerian. Then the guy called Nigeria first said, we need to compromise. Everybody needs to compromise. People in Niger Delta need to compromise. Yeah, you've been compromising since the Civil War. Today, those same people are declaring state of emergency, and yet you're still compromising. I don't know where the Niger Delta will have sense, but this has shown that you guys, I don't know what word I will use to qualify you guys, but I don't want to use the bad word because I went to school over there and they are nice people over there. But what is the compromise? Share money? That is what Sim said. Share the state resources. Did Wike counter it? Wike did not counter it. He did not. But he was out there making sure that he was buying the judiciary and everything so that they would keep giving him a judgment that is inimical to the people. I don't want to talk about the Supreme Court because our judicial system has failed us totally. The Supreme Court reversing itself in cases they've had in the past, where the Supreme Court stated clearly, if you defect from your party and there is no problems in your party, and you just decide to defect, then you have to turn in the keys. You have to leave, and a fresh election conducted in your zone or in your senatorial area. So the Supreme Court has been clear on this, but it came to Rivers State. They said something different, just like they did with Hope Uzodinma, and he's in Imo State doing nonsense. Now, let me just end with this. The man called Tinubu, where I said it, I saw it. For everyone supporting what this man is doing in power. I don't want to wish what he's doing on Nigerians to you. But I hope someday you wake up and you ask yourself, what have I done? This man made no mention of Wike in his speech. To call a despot, that is what they call Fubara.
Thank you so much, Mr. Joe. Thank you.
Hold on,
Yeah,
please. Is
you're
anyone
kind
hearing
of
me?
breaking up.
Okay,
Yeah, you're
hold on.
breaking up.
Let me round up. I got a call. That's what happened. So, he called Fubara a despot. A man that ran away from Nigeria to sell cocaine, to sell drugs in the United States, with his accomplice, who happens to be the wife. And for some reason, he happened to be the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Is calling a sitting governor a despot. That is how low Nigeria has gone. And we should, as a nation, address this. I am happy everybody is picking up. It's an impeachable offense by Reuben Abati, and many other judges, many other senators are speaking against this nonsense. Yes, it might be constitutional, but is it right? It's not right. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Midwest, could you please unmute, sir, your 5 minutes monologue? Thank you.
Thank you, Madam. I greet my fellow panelists and listeners, viewers across the globe. I greet every one of you. The issue here, first of all, I will thank Mr. President Tinubu. May God bless him. May God grant him more wisdom and understanding on how to lead people. Everybody who will be familiar with this platform will understand that I never supported him when he was coming to power. And the way he has been governing Nigeria, I don't give him any credit. But when it comes to this very particular issue, he has hearted that he is a true leader. What makes people a leader is to foresee a big crisis and put proper measure in place to avoid it. I'm also from Niger Delta, from Edo State. The peace of Niger Delta matters a lot when it comes to the entire Nigeria. And if there is a big crisis or a little crisis in River State, the tendency for it to spread to nearly the entire state in that region is obvious. There was already a tribal crisis because the Ijaw people of the Niger Delta could not allow the people of River State to see this issue as river people issue alone, but they started championing ethnicity at the beginning of this crisis, a lot of Equere people, a lot of Ijaw people united forcefully behind Fubara, even traditional leaders from both sides. Oti, Ijaw came in. You can't do this to Ijaw. And we're already in a crossroad where people threaten that they are the fourth largest tribe and they are going to do this, they are going to do that, which is very dangerous. Most of the crises you see across the globe today just start from little thing. Before you know it, gradually it will continue to expand. Even if you tomorrow you put political solution, because of what have happened, you will see it spreading. But God forbid today there is a crisis of you lost some life from a ethnic nationality and you lost some from any other people, or peradventure people you don't even know whether they are Ijaw, whether you attack them. They are not going to fold their hands. So how is the president going to solve that? So for me, I supported him. The issue in Rivers State has nothing. It's of three interests: the interest of Fubara, interest of legislators, and the interest of the people. But however, the interest of the people is just at the bottom. Whether the interest of the people is even there, I doubt. If it is there, it's at the bottom. Now there come two interests: executive and the legislator. The executive have made up their mind to impeach Fubara, and the way they were going, they were already close to it. And if that happened, that place will be engulfed. People will shout, Tinubu is stupid. Look at the administration. He's killing Nigerians. He has folded his arm for Nigeria to go into this kind of, to enter into this kind of situation. But I thank God, God gave him the wisdom to see this. To round up everything, I believe that the executive governor of Rivers State and all his supporters, they should act maturely now. The legislators of Rivers State and all their supporters, people that have voices, not social media supporters or people who are close to them, who advise them, who talk to them, they should act maturely. This 6 months is enough for them to take in fresh air and reason like a mature people. Fubara should understand that he is a leader. He has made mistake. He has allowed people to keep on pushing him, because this very particular matter, Tinubu intervened, as he said, at a certain point where he told them to sign some agreement. And in that agreement, impeachment was totally cancelled. He has put in a lot of effort. But when Fubara came back, all these voices from left and right, I think he was confused. And at the end of it, oh, you have signed your death warrant, you have done this, you have done that. He want to act like a man. But the truth of the matter is that this fight is of no benefit to people of Rivers State. Those states where I'm from, we have witnessed it. The development and progress and the resources of the people will be going to police, judges, influential people, and at the end, the people benefit nothing. So I see no reason why this crisis should continue. They should act maturely now. They should try their best and go and settle their differences. I round it up by saying, may God bless Tinubu, may God grant him long life, and may he continue to rule Nigeria in peace. And may God give him that strength to really turn things around. Nigerians are suffering. Every country wants suffer. But when leaders are serious, they always have results. And that's just my submission tonight. Thank you, my sister.
Thank you so much, sir. Mr. Simber, are you there? Could you please unmute? Simber? I don't think he's there. Welcome, Mr. Isaac, back. I'm going to give it to you. Could you please unmute yourself for your 5 minutes monologue, sir? Thank you. Mr. Isaac, you have the floor. You can unmute yourself and speak.
Adama.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, hold on, Mr.
Simba
Isaac.
came up.
Yeah,
Simba came first.
Yeah, Simba, go ahead. Unmute you. Is your time. 5 minutes. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you for giving me the opportunity. What I want to say is this. I think all of us should set sentiment apart and should have whatever we say should be in the best interest of our country. I think I will commend the Mr. President for the declaration of the state of emergency in Rivers State. I think it's a good effort and it's commendable. move that will return sanity to the peace and sanity of the state. I also believe this will go a long way to bring all the major players in this conflict back to their senses. You know, when the popular saying is that when children refuse to stop fighting, the father must step in so that it's to prevent the children from burning down the house. If you look at the state governor, you know, he has committed so many constitutional blunders, which Nigerians are not speaking to. He presented the state budget to mere 4 members of the State House of Assembly, while the 7 members were democratically forced out. He conducted local government election against court order and forced out the council incumbent whose tenures were rightfully elongated. He removed a traditional ruler. So, you know, and then he demolished the House of Assembly for more than 1.5 years now, and he has not put up a new one. This governor executed reckless political tyranny, and if care is not taken, impunity will continue in that state. The Supreme Court, they gave a judgment, and immediately after the judgment, we started hearing bomb explosion. And this is in solidarity then as a warning shot to intimidate the Nigerian government. So why should the president wait for full-blown anarchy before showing the color of the hammer in the interest of the nation? So me, I'm in support of this state of emergency. And if anybody is saying it's not constitutional, I don't think they understand what our constitution says. Our constitution is not explicit about the extent to which the state of emergency should go. So this is left to the prerogative of Mr. President and the National Assembly to decide the extent to which it can go. So if anybody is peddling any rumor that is illegal and it's not in our constitution, that is not true. So now we have a lot of online jurists and online senior advocate of Nigerians. Everybody now has become lawyers and judge in the event that is happening in Nigeria presently. I think if you look at it critically, I think the most beneficial of all this state of emergency is actually Fubara, because anyhow you look at it, if this state of emergency is not declared, Fubara will eventually be impeached, and these whalers that are also accusing Mr. President of declaring this state of emergency, we also say that the president is actually behind the impeachment of this governor. So I think the best time to take this action is now. And so I'm in support of whatever decision the government, Mr. President has taken. So I think that is my own take on this issue. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Simba. Mr. Isaac back. Go ahead. You can unmute. Thank you, sir. Your 5 minutes.
Yeah, thank you very much. Is that Choma?
No, this is Adama.
Adama, my sister, you're doing great. You see, this platform is one man's platform. And then apart from him being the pioneer of the platform, this platform is also for the public, general public. It's not for just one individual. I don't think one man can even claim the individuality of the platform. It's a public space. So my own reason why I came in, just to sound a warning to those people coming here to begin to threaten one part of this discussion, because we are people actually behind this platform, listening to every comment that is being made here, we always, sit down, our precious time, sit here to listen to both views, whether you are from Labour, APC, PDP, wherever you come from. Whenever you come here, just drop your opinion. If you are APC, drop your opinion. If you are supporting Wike, drop your opinion. If you are supporting Fubara, drop your opinion. If you are supporting the president, drop your opinion. But going across board to begin to threaten, like my brother who spoke before Simba, threatening that he will lay a weather course on people who are on the other side, that whatever, who told you that Tinubu is come, Nigeria is for all of us. My own here is to listen to people who talk on the platform and then get good education from it. Coming to what is happening right now, all parties have had their loopholes, their faults. The governor, the House of whatever in Port Harcourt, the House of what do you call them? The House of Representative, or what do you call them? The House. They all have their loopholes. Wike has his own. So the Mr. President coming at this crucial stage, I won't say he's right. I won't say he's wrong, but it is right to come in whenever there is a problem. So I'm totally against coming here to come and begin to threaten Simba, or Simba threatening Rational Man, or Rational Man threatening. We should stop that. We should go straight to the point. If I have to drop my opinion, I have my right to drop my opinion. And this is my opinion concerning what is happening right now. And that is the opinion. I'm not threatening anybody. That is what we should be doing. Now, if I drop my opinion here right now, it's my right to drop it. What is my opinion? My opinion is that all these things that is happening right now, that the president is coming in to this issue with this decision he just made by declaring a state of emergency, is a political move. Right now, he has Port Harcourt in his hand. You already have Abuja. You already have Edo State. So he's fighting to get all these states to himself. Those other party men, PDP, whoever, plan out your strategy to begin to see states. 2027, somebody is working so hard, so seriously to get states to himself. You are there making noise, saying blah, 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 blah. You go and work. Seize the states to yourself. Whatever you have to do to seize your states, begin to do it and begin to seize states. So that's what I see in this matter. The matter is a political issue. Those who believe in the constitution, so those who it's only Nigeria, I see street people begin to interpret a constitution. Some will bring it this way, some will bring it that way. So there are people that are made to interpret those constitution. Let them go to court, whatever the court conclude about this what do you call it, state of emergency. If they ask if the court asks Mr. President to withdraw it, that should be. If they say yes, it's right, that should be. So thank you very much, my sister. I drop it there.
Thank you so much, Mr. Isaac Back. Now I'm going to open the conversation to whatever you all want to discuss, and whoever wants to push back can push back. So I'm going to leave it to you guys.
Can I push back? Can I come in?
Yes, whatever. Yes, go ahead, man of prestige. And there was
There, well, thank you, Adama. This is not an interesting time for Nigeria, but it's an interesting time to win panelists or people who convey, to talk about Nigerian policies. Very, very interesting. But to Nigerian, it's not an interesting time. And I'm going to start with everybody has their opinion, and we should be able to respect their opinion. This is what makes coming to this platform. I mean, I can't come to this platform whereby everybody's singing Kumbaya, speaking the same, having the same narrative. It's not, it's not enjoyable. It's not, it's not enjoyable by no means. I don't like a place where everybody agreeing. So that will make, one man show very interesting for everybody to come by. So having said that, it's a good thing, okay? Let's call it what it is. So I'm going to pivot a little bit back about the last speaker that just spoke, because he make it sound like it has nothing to do against you, Isaac. Okay, it's just your opinion, which I beg to disagree to a certain degree. So that's why I just mentioned your name. I respect your opinion to the highest esteem. So having said that, because it shouldn't be about politics, whether the APC or Tinubu want to conquer River State. That shouldn't be where we are right now. It's about the people. That's the only way I'm looking at things. What will make Nigeria a better place? And we know the importance of River State, where it stands right now, where it is. Does the president have the right, to declare, to declare an emergency? Yes, he has, according to what I heard. I'm not a constitutional lawyer, okay? Like I said, I listened to about 4 or 5 people, recently. So all of them can't just be wrong. So, but like I think what Simba said, is true. The constitution in that area is very broad. It definitely states you have to, the president has the right, and like what happened before. We know what happened during the Obasanjo. Nobody has challenged him, whatever he did, in I think in Plateau or whatever, removing the governor, something like that. But according to what they were saying, at a certain point, this is where I keep on going. We can't be doing the same thing again, expect a better result. We can't just say because Obasanjo, was a thief. So let all of us be a thief.
Man of prestige, can we say this is an opportunity for us to put this thing to rest? Because it
Yeah,
should still
yeah, definitely.
happen.
No, that's why I'm agreeing with you. Yeah, there's had to be a
Mhm.
time. At least let's
Yeah.
have a definite, definition. Say this is what has to do. This is the right of a president. Like you said, I'm not disagreeing with you. It's very broad. So that's why he pivot to this way. Is it the right thing to do? In my own opinion, it's not. But he didn't break the law. Let's call it what it is. But I don't know about all this impeachable or something like that, because it's not properly defined. It shouldn't have gone to that extent. That's what we're just saying. Things probably could have worked out. I'm not about talking to the elders or whatever. Nothing has happened. And what I'm just saying, because of the situation that is very, very volatile right now, he should have just deployed the military because he's in charge, and take over the security, of the place. Because I don't think it's in that danger, but you may say it's in that danger, but that's your opinion, which is right. I mean, at least proper way to manage it because we don't know what's going to happen. Is it going to make it better, the situation where we are right now? I mean, removing the governor, something like that. Are these Ogoni people, or whatever it is, are they going to buy by it? Are they not going to start blowing more, more pipe and everything? So, I don't know. It's just a very volatile situation we are right now. I'm hoping, I'm praying that this can be resolved. I just don't see it. And before I conclude my statement, I still blame Wike. Wike is the genesis of what happened, whether he was elected or he was appointed. He never wanted to leave River State. Whatever agreement, like he said, agreement is an agreement. Whatever agreement he has, Fubara is a done deal too. He's nothing, okay? The man is a criminal, he's a crook. We know what happened, everybody here, the election, the money that he embezzled. So I don't want to litigate what actually happened. So he's not innocent in this case. But Wike
Man
is
of
the
prestige.
what?
Man of prestige.
I told you we're
You,
gonna remove it from Democrat. Didn't you hear me? Go ahead, Adewale.
we're good when we are saying with Democrat. Look, in as much as we want to disparage Wiki for what is going on in River State, the man is not holding any public office. That you will agree with
That's what make it even worse.
me. Yeah, and that is where, you know, people have to play safe because when you hear a different voice, but the person finding you is a different person. Now that is where you have to be cautioned, and that is where Fubara play into the hand of his so-called political godfather. What Fubara should have done, okay? There's a way. I'm not a politician, but I believe in life. Life is unfair. Let's put it this way. Um, people that think life is full of bed of roses, they probably deceiving themselves. Anywhere you go in life, little politics, even among our family members, we play politics because you have to be diplomatic in a way. When before crisis blow open this way, it must have been going on underneath, arguing here and there, back and forth. But if you're unable to manage it and to the point that it leaks to the press and it becomes an issue, then you will have hard time to manage it. Somebody said, why didn't Tinubu declare state of emergency in Lagos State? And I said, well, you know, the political players in Lagos State, the godfathers, the GC or GC or what they call them, and Tinubu himself was able to prevail on, though even grudgingly, they accepted the offer placed before them. Today, the state is better for it. Whether it was managed or it was, forced down their throat, at least nobody is seen fighting or, all those stampede and all those, things they were doing then. Nothing of such is happening today. Today, there's decorum, there's, someone is in charge of the affair. But that is how this been done. Now, if you have grievance, there's a way you can, deal with it. Now, what we're having or witnessing in Rivers State is a situation where the governor felt, where I'm in power now, I'm executive. I can put my foot there, I can do whatever I like. And the person that is fighting is like a pig. People that are fighting his fight on his behalf, on it like a proxy, they too they are ready to go to any length. First and foremost, these people have been suspended for a very long time. They've been out of office for a very long time because they were not sitting until that judgment came in hand. Now they are back because the court pronouncement that they should be reinstated. Now, you as a governor, you've been having tussle with these people, and now the court said they have to be reinstated and things have to be done. Do you think you're going to have an easy passage? No. Look, whatever, forget about the invitation and all invitation, back and forth thing. Well, you visit them, they didn't allow you in, they stop you. But you see, those are the excuses that a juvenile will give. That you say, you know what, yeah, you've done something. But as an adult that have been in politics for some time, for decades, I expect them to have, find a common ground because these people are coming with vengeance, whether we want to admit it or not. They are coming with vengeance and they've made it known that every of their action is going to be pointed to impeachment. And some of those rhetoric we've heard about, there will be heaven will fall if Fubara is impeached, this and that. See, these are the preclude factor that is going to lead to anarchy. Okay, and to forestall this, because every intervention that has been made, forget about Wiki. Wiki doesn't hold political office in Rivers State. Okay, so there's no way Wiki can be dragged into this. It can be, prevailed upon behind the curtain, but not to the point of, Wiki has to be suspended. Suspended about for what? Because he's not doing his job as federal capital minister. But those who are fighting on his behalf, they already been suspended too now. So there's a level playing field where there's no power vested in anybody's hand except Wiki, which on its own side is protected because it's not operating from the state level. So I expect common sense to prevail. People may antagonize the federal government of Tinubu by saying, well, he has used a sledgehammer on an ant about what happened in Rivers State. But I tell you, Rivers State is not a child play. Rivers State is not a kitty state. Rivers State is not an umbrella. Rivers State is not like any other state. This is a state can easily go up in flame. And to me, the suspension is where I don't know where it's going to end. But I foresee Fubara future as something that is not guaranteed. I mean, political future is not guaranteed. What I would expect him to do now is to now start working. Forget about those braggadocious optic that is every one of them putting up there. Go behind. Even when Fashola was trying Tinubu in Lagos State, Common sense prevailed on him that Ogbeni, you have to calm down. You were in this position based on the Godfather, and you want to fight the same person, even no matter how you think you can equate the person that put you there. He's still your boss. He's still your benefactor. So, and you don't even have political machinery. And what was even the cause of this issue completely? Fubara that says about resources, it could be. But here's the thing: for every politician at the state level, because politician as a governor, commissioner, they are the grassroots. They mingle. They know who is who in their various domain. They know who they put in charge, who they have to romance with at every state level. Now, when Fubara started dismantling it, changing those people, even Wike had already said, look, this is who I want in your cabinet as a commissioner because they will help us hold this area down. This is the way politics has been playing in Nigeria. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. It's dirty. That's one truth we don't want to admit.
But that is the point. Fubara agreed to the terms, right? So it was so you cannot then agree to nothing like it is the ideal way to run a state, but it's acting like, oh, I didn't know, I had no idea about the deal that this guy is talking about. It's not my fault. No, you are part of the system. Remember, this guy worked for years. He was in cabinet for years.
Of course.
So so they had their own brand of DAC or whatever. They have their own whatever we call it. So, but I think
he knew how he got there. He knew who he was.
He succumbed to the pressure from all
Wait a second. He knew how he got there. So what? He succumbed to what? He succumbed to what? Godfatherism. How can you say there is the problem when you are green lighting? How can you say wait? How can you say there is the problem when you are green lighting a strong man to govern over a state? You're accepting the status quo when we're supposed to be in a democracy. How can you say? How can you live in America? How can you live in America and come on the platform and say it's okay? Wait. Let me finish. You've talked. I didn't get 5 minutes. And I've been waiting to get 5 minutes. Doesn't seem like we're doing 5 minutes right now. How can you say, living in the United States of America, right?
Okay,
how can you say that it's okay for a man to govern a space?
Ison, you're not listening. Please wait. I heard you said you didn't get 5 minutes. I opened it up where we everybody had their monologue. So I'm willing to give you 5 minutes. I'm willing to give you and BT 5 minutes because you came in so that no one would interject you. So go ahead. You have 5 minutes, sir. Thank you.
No, BT should go first. I think I was here before I was.
Oh, BT, do you?
No,
yes, go ahead.
It's not even 5 minutes. So when I say he allowed people, I wasn't even talking about Wike. I'm saying that he allowed those that were the enemies of his political godfather. This is not like the ideal situation, by the way, Aizon and others. But you agree to a deal, okay? Then you let the political enemies of your so-called godfather get into your hair, and you went the other way. Now, many people will say, well, that's the right thing to do. Stand for justice, stand for the right thing to do, stand for A, B, C, and D. I get that. But that is what you do at the beginning. Okay. And even when you change, even when you renege on something, you make it clear. That's what Trump does. I'm sorry to bring Trump in. Remember when Trump was running against Hillary Clinton during the primaries, during the general, and they asked him, they said, Hillary said, they said, oh, you don't pay your taxes. You don't do A, B, C, and D. And he said, yes, I know. I'm part of the system. I don't pay tax. Do you know who helped me? People like Hillary. He was open about his own flaws. So if what I get what you're saying, that you can come from a system but want to change it. But I'm saying that if you want to change it, you must carry the people and say, people, listen, I came from this system. I don't want this to continue. You open up to people. You cannot act like you had no idea about what the system was prior that benefited you. So if you want to change the system, you have to first and make it known that I know that I came from this system. Then you can get the people behind you. But he did not do that. So when I say it fell for the okie doke, was like it was not transparent enough with the people that the claim was fighting for. Make it very clear. I came from the system. It is not fair to our state that I came from the system. We can change it together. You must first be vulnerable and open up to your own people. And that, I think, that is the mistake. I am not saying that you should just agree and hang out with. We can say, okay, I'm sorry, or God, come on. That is one. You can go that direction, by the way. But if you want to go the other direction, you also cannot absolve yourself of any wrongdoing, like you didn't know what was going on. Okay, you came from that system. You worked for Wike for 8 years, I believe. He made you governor, literally made you governor. So don't tell me you didn't know what was going on. So that's what I'm saying. When I said he's trying to act like he didn't know, not the Wike part. This idea that he's fighting for the people and he wants to stand for them. It's not been completely truthful. Okay. And when Dewale said earlier that maybe I think it was Midwest, I listened to Tinubu's speech about him trying everything possible. He said both sides that he's tried and they didn't listen to him. And they forced his hand pretty much to do what he did. That's what he's claiming. Now, people will say, oh, it's political, he has, or this ulterior motive, whatever. Beyond that, he's the president of the country, okay? Of the country. He's the president of the country. So we cannot blame him for the movement. I wouldn't say if I was in that should have done the same thing. I wouldn't have, but we're not privy to reports. He said he had security reports. He didn't really say what it was. He just said security reports. He just said it was unrest or whatever. It wasn't specific enough to. But
can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You said about what Tinubu said during the during the declaration of the emergency.
Yeah.
Okay. Can we just start from beginning? What is the genesis of this River State problem? Is it not Wike and Fubara? And
Yeah,
in that speech, Tinubu never mentioned. He never mentioned Fubara. He never mentioned Wike, which is, in my own opinion, he is the catalyst of what's happening.
Prestige. Can I say something, please? Can you let Babatsi land?
I just wanted him to answer that question.
Yeah.
No.
I'll open it up, then we all can, because Aizon wants to speak without interruption.
Sorry for that, Adama. Sorry.
No. I actually prefer engaging people, going back and forth than actually the monologue. I prefer that. But you can engage with you once. But I see what you're saying. But what I'm saying is, he said he tried. So you saying that he should have mentioned Wike's name. And I've heard in some area that they wanted Wike also removed from office, like some kind of balancing act on both sides. But Wike is a minister in Abuja, okay? It's not in Rivers State, all right? So, from a political perspective, if I were to be Fubara, I wouldn't have, gone that route, If I made a commitment to something, I would have gone through with it. Or if I want to move away from it, I will be open enough with the people to tell them, listen, this is what it is. Take me as I am. I made a mistake. I was part of the system. I want to change it. Are you with me or not? Then you go from there. But he's doing the Shekushaye thing, which I don't think has worked well. Now, will he spend 6 months away from office? I don't think so. I think that there will be a political solution behind the scenes. Maybe 2 to 3 months, they will resolve their problems. And I believe that it will go back to the old deal, the old agreement, unfortunately for the people of River State.
Thank you.
It's going to do that. So let me just stop for there for now.
Thank you so much, Babatsi. Aizon, go ahead. You have your uninterrupted 5 minutes. I'm sorry about that for keeping you waiting.
No, it's okay. It's okay. So let me first of all recalibrate the thinking of a lot of people onto this. All right. So a lot of people are so stuck in the Nigerian paradigm that their sense of right and wrong under a democratic structure has been thrown out of the window. Right? You hear people saying, "Oh, if he wants to go to the route of begging his godfather, then he can go that route as well. There should be no route of begging any godfather. If Wike was stupid enough to make a deal thinking that the state coffers will continue to belong to him through this proxy under a democratic system, which should not be allowed under any circumstances, Wike himself revolted against such an arrangement when he came into power, right? If that is the arrangement Wike made, and Fubara has reneged on that agreement, then that agreement should not exist, and the Rivers people have come out unilaterally or unanimously, and said that they do not support this, and they are willing to back this guy, whether he got put in by Wike or not. He is their governor at the moment, and they've chosen to back him. The Godfatherism, the argument people call, oh, he should have gone back, and people were egging him on. The president tried to sign an agreement. What agreement are you signing? He is the governor. This other guy is the ex-governor. It is that simple. Let's make something very, very clear. The main culprit in all of this is Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He is the guilty party. It is not Wike. Wike could not sneeze without permission. Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the one that is destabilizing Rivers State, not Wike. You understand? So all of you coming here to say, oh, Wike, it's not Wike, it's Bola Ahmed Tinubu. That is why he can give a speech to the country, knowing very well that there's another party in this whole thing and not mention the other party because he's not an honest arbiter. You understand? Rivers State, yes, feeds this country. And at the end of the day, this president, who, by the way, we believe got elected under fraudulent means, is now in office, passing a state of emergency that legal experts have come out to say is unconstitutional by removing the governor, is now trying to capture a state because his initial plan did not work. I'm going to cut through the bullshit. You guys over here, oh, Wike and Fubara. Fubara knew from day one he was fighting the presidency. He wasn't fighting Wike. And that is what it is. And by the way, all you people thinking, oh, he's a state of emergency, therefore he had to come in as the president to create a state of emergency, so therefore there can be peace. Let me ask you a question. Do you think this state of emergency makes the situation better? Because if you do, there's a bridge I would like to sell you. If you think this state of emergency is going to make this situation better, it's going to somehow calm the situation down, they're drinking a special ogogoro. Because it's not. It's not going to calm the situation down. He just exacerbated the situation. Yesterday in Port Harcourt, the minute he announced it, the streets got deserted. Why? People were afraid things were going to happen. Does that sound like a decision that will make a situation better? That's not what's wrong with Nigerians. One day people are standing over there talking about, oh, this guy was the one that put him in power. He knew the agreement he signed with Wike. Therefore, he's the governor. Wike is not the governor. Wike is a minister. And any president, Buhari, with all his faults, will not tolerate one of his ministers going through a situation like this, trying to usurp the powers of the state while sitting as the minister. And the saddest thing to watch in this whole thing is the lack of balls of PDP. That is the saddest thing to watch, because if there was some iota of an opposition with PDP, first of all, this criminality will not pass the National Assembly. It will not pass because they will have the balls to shut it down immediately because there won't be a 2/3 vote. Second of all, how is one of your governors going through this and you're a party claiming you want to get into power and you can't back him up? It's like we're going to a bar and someone jumps our friend and we stand there and watch. What the hell is wrong with them? They did the same thing with Natasha. They didn't support her. How can you have a party like that and you claim you want to win presidency, but you lack the balls to stand up for your own party? That is the fault in this. Because if they had some level of hearts. If they had some heart, they would at least stand up and fight this nonsense. The problem is your president. That is the problem. And PDP needs to have some balls, stand up and be counted so we can get this man the hell out of the office as soon as possible. He's a disaster. A young lady came out and said something that we all knew. Well, that the president is terrible. That's not news. We've known that for months now. That he's a disaster. He's terrible. A criminal in office, trying to usurp the powers of the judiciary, the legislature, and now trying to take over a state. In some ways, he's even worse than a military dictator. You should get him out of office. Doesn't matter who comes in, whether they're from the north, middle belt, or south. Just get the man out of there. The man is terrible.
Can I ask a question?
You come in here. Yeah, go ahead.
Just so I can continue. So
no, go ahead. Ask your question. Ask your question.
If we are,
and BT, before you ask your question, your monologue has finished. I wanted to ask a question, so maybe BT, any one of you can answer. Either while you are talking, you just saw the video that was played about Port Harcourt refinery. I don't understand what is going on. How did this happen? Please, can someone why is that going on? I don't understand.
There are militants in the Niger Delta. This militancy, I don't want to get into the historical context, Adama, but this militancy started because of the resources of the country come from that region. But the resources of the country were never going to that region. They were going to people who would own oil blocks, some people from the southwest, some people from the north that were owning oil blocks and taking resources. Meanwhile, the indigenous of the area were not seeing one kobo because of our national structure that we've been put under. Okay, so this militancy started because of that agitation. Yaradua came in, solved the militancy. A lot of these people stopped the militancy, right? In this case here, there are a lot of aggrieved parties in that region because of what they believe is happening to Fubara. And another thing is this: Wike, when he was governor, Wike is a thug. So Wike used a lot of force to, under the scene, violence, to suppress people, attack people. That was his way of governing. Make no mistake about it. Most people don't know this, but that's what he did. Wike, before he became governor, was Amechi's enforcer. That's who he is. So with him leaving office now, a lot of people are happy that he's out. And now they want to back this guy. And with this happening, that's why you're seeing a resurgence of violence. What you're looking at there is militants attacking all infrastructure. Because at this point, they believe what I just said. They believe they're in conflict with the Nigerian federal government because they understand what's going on. So the only way they believe they can hold the federal government accountable is to attack the whole infrastructure. Because as far as they're concerned, even though it's in their land, they're not benefiting from it. The people benefiting are the ones that will lose. So they would attack that infrastructure to make the government stop what they're trying to do. I'm not justifying it, but that is an explanation of what's going on. And what Asari Dokubo said 2 days ago or yesterday is the scariest thing that could possibly happen, where these things are carried out by lone actors, not under any official organization. Because there's so many of these pipelines. Most of you may not have gone to this region, but trust me, I go there a lot. There's so many of these pipelines in places where the Nigerian government cannot man them. I'm telling you. That's why I said this situation does not improve it. There was a way to solve this, and the president, for whatever reason, picked one of the worst possible solutions. So if you that picture, if you saw it and you see more, it is as a result of what has happened in Abuja. So the sooner they are able to identify an independent, true person that doesn't have a stake in this to come up with a solution, the better it will be for all of us. You can go ahead.
Sorry.
So Anita, where's Topolo?
Topolo is in Baramatu, is in Butu, which is in Delta State.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
it's not a Rivers.
So
but even if man of prestige, the thing with this thing is, once people decide, there are so many factions in this thing. Topolo cannot stop them. Topolo relies on younger boys to implement what Tantita does. So people don't, Antopolo is in Burutu. If you look on the map where Burutu is, and you look at where most of these places in River State are, or even where in Bayelsa, you can't get there. Anyway, sorry, Babati, go ahead.
No, it's just an observation and a question. It's in fact. So I was tongue-tied earlier, so can you guys hear me better? I think I was like slur speech or something.
Yes, it's much better now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the question is, which deal was worse? The deal that we believe Fubara made with Wike before he became governor, or him going into Aso Rock to make a deal with Tinubu initially? So if I'm from River State and I believe in what Aizo is saying, like we need to stand against Godfatherism, we don't care if we came from that same system. Me watching you stand up against Wike I mean, we would love that, right? We say, okay, man, this guy is for us. Then watching you go into Aso Rock and make a deal with Tinubu, like been disappointing as someone that wants change. So I'm asking, which deal was worse? Was it the initial deal he made with Wike, or the deal he made going into Aso Rock with Tinubu? That one, this so-called peace agreement that they made initially, was it a year ago, about 6 months ago? I'm not sure. Yeah.
Let me answer. Make answer the question. Make answer the question.
I mean, for those, I don't. For those that want, like that believe in,
Babati. Here's the thing, though. You're giving two options to situations that should have never existed. You're saying which one is worse. Neither deal should have existed. Tinubu did not have the right to call a sitting governor into a meeting with one of his ministers to broker a deal and sign an agreement on behalf of a people that never sanctioned him to do that.
Why did the governor show up then?
No, the governor showed up to have a conversation. They ambushed him. There are people in River State that keep in mind. The elders of River State were there. They said and that's why, keep in mind, that's why when he went back, people in River State said, we do not honor that agreement because you do not sign an agreement based on who knew what he was signing on something we never endorsed. And then on top of that, whatever deal we can try to make with him, he tried to make with him in the back room in some dark shadow somewhere.
So you're saying that, you're saying that was a mistake, right? If you were the governor,
I'm saying both of them should never exist. There isn't a better situation.
From Fubara's, if you are Fubara, that's what I'm saying. That if you know you want to go all the way with this fight, you shouldn't have gone to Abuja to sign a deal.
Yes, he got heavily criticized for that, Babati. Heavily criticized, and that's why he didn't honor it. If you notice, he didn't honor that agreement.
But you see my point now.
I know. I see your point.
Go all the way. If you prefer to go all the way, go all the way. Don't.
Babati, here's the thing. I've heard people make this argument that the man is too soft. He's a gentleman. He wasn't gangster enough. Like, you people have to understand something. Fubara is not fighting Wike. You have to understand.
Hello.
Okay.
We are here.
Can I come in, please?
Yeah, wait. If Wike was not working for the presidency, I was an independent guy that just left office, and Fubara was wrestling against him, it's a different ballgame. That's why I said what Fubara is fighting is not Wike. He's fighting the president of Nigeria. That's why this is so difficult for him to deal with, and he has to be very careful.
So this is what I see, Babati, right? He was ambushed in that agreement. If you had listened to some people that were in that meeting, they said it clearly that he just came out and asked them to just sign it. And when they looked at what they signed, it was so one-sided. It was so one-sided, and that's
why sign it then, Joel? Why sign it then? Is what I'm saying. Why?
No. See. This is what I'm saying, right? I don't know why he signed it. I'm not going to speak for him, but all I know is that from what one of the guys that went with him said, he was ambushed, and I understand, right? Probably he went in there thinking that, okay, let me just sign this and get this out of the way, right? He was looking for peace. And what happened? When he looked at what he signed, he found out that, oh, or probably he signed it just, you know what, let me sign these things just to be able to get out of here. I don't know what these guys are planning. You don't know what was in his mind. You weren't there with say. But when he came back and said, I am not going to honor this, right? And he started dealing with the four members of the state assembly. And people are asking,
that is a weakness right there. You don't sign what you don't read. If you read something, it doesn't make sense, you don't sign it. People we are discussing here are not children. They are not in their 20s or 18. These are adults.
Let me just land. Let me just land, right? The issue there is this, right? Whether he signed it or not, he did not honor it. Right? Okay. You might call it whatever you want to call it. Fine. I want you guys to have pity. I want you guys, let me land, please. I want you guys to have pity with that state, River State. Because,
what I'm saying is that in Nigeria, we are not honest. Support bad thing because we like the person, not necessarily the law. We don't like to follow law. If we just like the person,
what is the law here? If we want to follow the law, the 7 members ought not to be members.
The president is wrong. The governor is wrong. The state assemblies are wrong. Even Wike is wrong. All of them are wrong.
Okay. Let me ask, can I ask you a question?
Here.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, go ahead.
What could you have done in this situation? Allow the governor to be a governor. These guys were 27 members of PDP. They defected. Okay, guys, you guys go to court. Hold on, please. Hold on now. Let me ask you a question now.
He would have rejected that offer. I'm
asking you a question now. Yes. I'm asking you a question. Just pay attention. Should it be that way? Like telling the guys, I'm talking about as Tinubu right now, right? Guy, go be the governor. You defected. You go settle your case in the court. Right? You, Wike, you have to leave this alone. Or I am going to fire you. You are no more the governor of the state. That would have been cheaper. Today, we have 2 major pipelines that were bombed. Right? And the refinery I heard is on fire. Now, looking at this side by side, which one would you have chosen? Would you have just said, guy, go, relieve Wike of his job? Because Wike, we all know, people came out here to say Wike did not do anything. Wike is innocent. He doesn't have any political office. So has he left? Has his footprints, his handprints, everything can be seen.
The president fire
I want to ask a question, my brother. Wait, for example,
there's no betrayal in this. This is political office.
Just take your side and support you want to.
Adama, you're not managing this properly. A lot of people want to interject. So can you
please allow Midwest to ask his question? Please, let's allow interjection.
Okay.
Allow the person to land their points.
I want Aizon to respond to this question.
Okay, so hold on, Mr. Midwest. Aizon, are you available to answer the question?
Yeah, I'm here. No problem.
Okay, go ahead, Mr. Midwood. I made it an open section where we can interject each other respectfully.
My question to Aizon is this. Let's imagine Wike is sacked. The lawmakers are sacked. Are you going to tell me that will guarantee the busting of pipeline in Rivers State and the setting ablaze of the refinery? Nobody has monopoly to crisis. I want you to talk about that very aspect as someone from that very particular area.
Wait, let me recap your question. You're saying let's assume that Wike is sacked. The House of Assembly, the State House of Assembly they are dissolved. What are you saying? If those two things go away, Wait. I want to let me.
Okay.
Go ahead. I want to recap your question before I answer it. Make sure I'm answering.
Does that automatically guarantee the safety of those pipelines and the refinery? If people want to act.
Okay. If Wike is sacked, Wike is removed as minister. Okay.
Yeah.
The State House of Assembly, they are dissolved, and Fubara is allowed to put in his own State House of Assembly. Is that what you're saying?
Remember, I don't know whether he has power to put
No. Eventually, they will do elections since they defected. Once you defect, you lose your seats. They defected, they lost their seats. He's allowed to wait.
That one is a different game of his own. I don't know.
No. I want to. If you are going to ask a question about a hypothetical scenario, let me make sure the scenario is complete. Okay. So you're saying if they remove him and they remove the House of Assembly, and Fubara is saying that there will be elections for a full House of Assembly, you're saying they allow the governor to govern. That's what you're asking, essentially. If they allow the governor to... Wait. I'm about to answer the question. I'll summarize it by saying you're asking if they allow the governor to govern, will the agitation stop? The answer is yes.
No, I didn't ask. I didn't say if they allow.
But you didn't listen.
That's not what I said. You are trying to change what I'm trying to point out.
I'm not trying to change. You're saying if they fire Wike and the House of Assembly.
You didn't say so. You wanted to listen to what he
said.
That's why I recapped what he said. Before I answered.
Let him explain.
You understand? Okay, but it's not you talking, it's him talking. Let him talk.
Yeah.
You understand? Let him talk.
Try to get the picture of this question. Now, Wike, the legislators and the executive governor, they are all in crisis. And the president decides to say, Wike, go. The 27 member go. Then do you think that region will have peace automatically?
Okay, if they do those two things, I'll answer your question. But if they do those two things, then they are allowing the governor to govern. Abi?
How would they allow the governor to govern when they are also agreed?
What kind of scenario is that? How can you say they will remove Wike, they will remove the House Assembly, but they're not allowing the governor to govern? No, you can't say a situation where they are saying they remove these two people, but the governor cannot govern.
But that is almost the desire of that is almost like what you are trying to explain. That the president should take his executive power, and like what the other last guy also said.
Where did you get that from? Where did you get that? That's what I'm trying to explain.
Wait, what you are trying to say?
Where did you get that? Wait. Where did you get that conclusion from? Because I never. No. You made a conclusion on the comment you said I made. I never made that conclusion. I never made that conclusion. Where did you get that conclusion from?
Okay.
Where did you get that conclusion from?
Please, can we have one voice?
Wait,
have you asked your question?
You can correct it. You said he's fighting the president.
You cannot conclude something I said.
Okay,
and tell me what I said.
Midwest, please mute yourself. Aizon, are you going to answer the question? Yes or no?
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm answering his question, but he doesn't want to agree to the recap of his question. Two, he's trying to tell me I concluded something when that's not what I said. So in essence, what you're trying to say is if they remove Wike, they fire him, they remove the House Assembly, will the agitation stop? I'm asking you that if those two scenarios are gone, that means they're allowing the governor to do his job. But you're saying no.
Exactly.
What do you mean
they will not allow him?
All right, so we'll come back to it. Let's allow the progressive.
It's an impossible question, Adama. It's an impossible question he's asking me. I'm trying to clarify because it's like me saying, Adama, wait, my brother, wait a minute. It's like me saying to you, Adama, oh, there's this, you know, you're an anesthesiologist, right? Wait, give me a second here. It's like me saying there's a doctor at your job who's giving you hell, making your job difficult, and there's another nurse who also doesn't like you. But then those two people are fired. Then I'm like, okay, those two people are fired. That means Adama is allowed to do her job. And then the person is saying, no, Adama is not allowed to do her job, but those two people are fired. That doesn't make any sense.
If I may come here, my brother, listen. You said that is Mr. President that Fubara is fighting. That was your statement.
Yes.
Yeah. And that is why. And the reason why you make that statement is because the president is not acting in the manner you expected him to act.
No,
So
that's not why I make statements.
You expect him to take side with Fubara,
no.
take away Wike, make sure those people who they assume to defect because Fubara is unable to prove it.
You are wrong on all fronts. You are wrong on all fronts. You've concluded that that's what I want. No, I expect the president to be an independent, honest arbiter in this situation.
Is not going to finish now. Let somebody else speak.
You understand?
This conversation
That's why, my brother, I'm not talking to you. I am not talking to you. Be quiet, please. I expect the president to be an independent, honest arbiter in this situation.
Can you land your
That's what I expect. And he's not. And we saw evidence of that in his speech yesterday, when he could not even blame his minister who's under his employ. I've landed at that. Please, someone else can talk.
Thank you so much. The Progressive, can you go ahead, speak? Unmute yourself.
Yeah, thank you very much. Can everyone hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Babati, are you still there?
I think Babati has left. Yeah.
All right. So basically, I
believe he's listening.
Okay, I actually came in because I wanted to answer his questions before. Look, the situation. If I think Fubara made a lot of mistakes. So first of all, is that he came into the government as a team. So, and when he decided to go against that team, he should know that it's going to be a fight to finish and not a fight halfway. So as soon as he engaged in that battle, he should have gone all the way. He should have forget about the presidency. They invite you for any meeting, you don't turn up. Okay. But as soon as you turn up for that meeting, and there was a resolution, this idea that it was tricked into something, for me, I don't follow. I don't accept those nonsense. Look, he's a grown-up man. He's a sitting governor. As soon as you came up to a revolution that you put a pen to paper to in that meeting, then every single details of that meeting should have been adhered to by both parties. In the case whereby Fubara refused, not like he did not, in honesty, he did meet up to some part, but in the area of restoring the State House of Assembly that is led by Amawule, he totally refused because he had it in his head. People were telling him that those guys had already lost their seat. And I think that was where he got it wrong. In a situation, a lot of people are just applying emotion. Oh, they defected, they did this. Go and read what the law says. The Constitution is so clear. That was why the Supreme Court judgment came out emphatically in favor of the lawmakers. He said, when you become a member of another political party, he did not use the word defect. He said, when you become a member of another political party, then you will lose your seat. That is what the law says. So if you say because these people stood up in the House of Representatives and they say, oh, you have decamped to APC, you have to go and prove that decamping in the law court. How do
they filed an affidavit, my brother? They filed an affidavit. They didn't just get up and say. They filed an affidavit as well. Okay, so filing an affidavit is swearing to jump parties.
Can you just calm down? Does an affidavit make you a membership of another party? There is what you call membership register.
Go and look at what swearing an affidavit means. When you swear an affidavit, you're taking an affirmation that you're leading one party to the next.
To land, please. Let's allow him to land. Go ahead,
if you go to the court of law and the judge say, can you show me something that proves that this person is now a member of APC? Oh, you say, oh, yes, an affidavit that is sworn to. Okay, where's the membership register of APC? They will show the membership register and their name are not there. So it means that they are not members of that political party. The law is clear on that. I think a lot of people are just applying emotions. Oh, no, they already defect. No, that is not what the law says. And the Supreme Court judgment was sound in this case. I don't care in whose favor. But what Tinubu should have done is to call everybody back again and say, look, the law has taken its place. Okay, Fubara, this was what I offered you before. Reinstate these people, and then you will not be impeached. Okay, for peace to reign, I want us to go back again to that position, because what the Supreme Court did was almost what Tinubu offered Fubara in the first place. Exactly, everything, reinstating the House of Assembly. Fubara even gave him more because the Supreme Court now gave the power to the House of Assembly. Even in that judgment, it's even worse now that if members of House of Rep was to then decamp to another political party, they don't automatically lose their seat. Even the court
Thank you.
don't even have the power now to remove them. It is the
Thank
speaker.
you.
It is the speaker now who now have the power to declare people's seat vacant. That is what that Supreme Court judgment said, which for me it's wrong. That aspect
Okay,
of it was
thank
wrong.
you. Okay, thank you so much. Now we're going to have a 3 minutes final submission without any interjection. I'm going to start with Man of Prestige, your final submission, sir. Go ahead.
Okay. Thank you very much. I almost lost my thought, but let me begin about what I was going to say. We're talking about agreement or non-agreement. Okay, I don't have an evidence to see what kind of agreement to begin with. The beginning, I'm trying to go back to the beginning to see what kind of agreement Fubara has with Tinubu, with Wike before he become a governor or something like that. I mean, just a speculation. Some people say 25% of River State revenue or whatever. I mean, either way, it's wrong, whatever it may be. So when they went to Tinubu, and this crisis started or otherwise, before the house and everything, Tinubu wasn't an honest broker because from what I understood, he left everything in favor of Wike in that regard. In that case, he should have asked Wike to butt out of River State affair because this is where everything begins from. People are not going back to the genesis of the problem we're having. It has to do with the gangsterism, the corrupt agreement Fubara has with Wike. Whether it's supposed to have it or not supposed to have it, that's a different story because both of them are corrupt. We know who Fubara was, before he came into office, they were looking for him or something like that. He never campaigned or whatever. So Wike brought him in. So that was the genesis. So I guess because he reneged on that agreement, Wike is not having it. You made a deal with the devil, then you have to live with it. I'm not saying you should abide by it, but this is the genesis. People are not. So when they went to that office, Tinubu should have asked Wike be an honest broker. Say Wike bought out of River State problem. The legislator part of it, whatever the agreement, they agree. I'm not privy to the kind of agreement they have, so I'm not going to come here and make a statement whether it's about the legislator or not. I don't know about that, but the one I'm particular is about Wike. If he has done that, whether he has an ulterior motive for political reason for 2027, I have no idea. But he was not an honest broker in that regard.
You have 30
So,
seconds left.
all right, thank you very much. So that is the prism that I'm looking at the whole thing. Nobody's innocent. Fubara is not innocent from beginning. So Tinubu just messed everything up. So all this state of emergency right now, we wouldn't have come to this situation where we have right now. So is it the state of emergency going to alleviate situation? It might get worse. I don't know. So let's
Thank
just see
you.
and see how things develop from there. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Nigeria first. Your 3 minutes final submission, sir.
Yeah. So when you look at this situation in Rivers, you see one thing I don't like about we Nigerians is that this wiki of is something. It was Nigerians that created that monster because during Buhari's administration, it was very vocal against Buhari. Everybody loved Wike. He was brash, he was insultive, doing all this behavior. Everybody, he was a darling of everybody who hates Buhari. But once he turned now and support APC, now he's not a bad person. That's the problem of Nigeria. All the bad things, for example, that Fubara did, no one wants to look at. It's all every blame is on Wike. No, both sides did things in a wrong way. So we are not going to blame one single person or the president of this. You understand me? The president is just being careful because he knows the person is dealing with. He also make a form of make a deal with this with Wike also. So you have to be careful also. You understand me? So this whole thing is just a mess. But with the situation, I believe they will come together within these 6 months. They will have to come together and discuss. After maybe a week in their various homes, they will come together. I know that will happen because they have no choice now than to, seek for amendment and resolution that will benefit both sides or all parties. because that has to happen. If not, that region contributes a lot to Nigeria economy, mostly that state. For example, I think the pipeline they bought yesterday, I think I hear that that particular pipeline, it produces like 450,000 barrels of crude every day run through that pipeline. So that's a major this thing chunk of the crude oil. So I pray peace return to that place. Let cool headed prevail.
Thank you
That's
so
my
much,
take.
sir.
Yeah.
Thank you. Mr. Isaac Back, your 3 minutes final submission. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much. Man, to just put the nail on the head, I think all these things we're all arguing. From my own view, I don't think, we all know Wike, a very strong PDP man. He even described PDP as what do you call it? He even described PDP as fever, and then described APC as cancer. A very strong, influential man in the politics of Rivers. He has a lot of loyalties, people that are loyal to him, and he played his politics well in Rivers. He was a two-term governor, and then the whole problem started when he was betrayed by Atiku, and then he was able to gather the people that were around him. He was able to convince them to go against his own party just because of some few people like Atiku. And they all agreed, including Fubara, to do so. Some people are saying it's money, he wants money from Fubara, which I don't believe that. I think it's the power, that is the influence, the power is what they are actually dragging. So Fubara was also in the camp when they all decided that we are going to move against PDP, our own party. Even though we'll be there, we'll be working for APC, we are going to work for Tinubu. They all agreed. And they were all in that camp together. After they did what they did for Tinubu, they all were still in that camp. And it came to a time where they want to get a governor for Rivers State. He was the anointed one that
You have 30 seconds left, sir.
that Wike chose. And now, after they made him governor, he's trying to exonerate himself from that group. That is just the problem they have. And when the day they went to Abuja, Tinubu called all of them and told them, come, you all know that you are PDP people, but you have decided to help me. Fubara, go back and stand by the agreement you people have been doing, and so that you all help me. So Tinubu is playing his politics very well. So those people blaming him, you are just blaming him for nothing. Go and set up your strategy. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Isaac Back. Mr. Adewale, could you please unmute for your 3 minutes final submission, if you're there, sir?
Yes, thank you, my sister Adam. I really appreciate you holding it down. What else to put on it is that we are very quick, or very always often quick to use where we are, try to see if we can replicate what we're going through or what we experience where we are in our fatherland, which is not so bad about it, but no two places are the same. What is obtainable back home should not be. We have cultural differences. We have a lot of differences. However, in as much as we want to do away with some of these things that we do or we practice that is inimical to our growth, I think we should also look at our culture in a way. Whether we like it or not, Godfather is alive and well in Nigeria politics. This like Babati put it, the system that brought Fubara to the government. For you to fight that that system, that organizations, you have to. It needs a lot of wisdom. It's not just something that you find on the pages of newspaper and all that. So, in a way, I would say that Fubara, if care is not taken, he's toast politically, but he can still salvage whatever he's have left. Because now, just like somebody said, the federal might is really hammered on him. I hope he can salvage it by, not necessarily stoop to conquer, but, there's a way you choose your battle. And there's nothing says that he can still now go back with Wiki and align with Wiki. But he need to make amend with those who really matters in River State and get his state together. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Dewale. Midwest, could you please unmute your 3 minutes final submission, sir?
Okay, thank you, madam. What I want to say is this. I thank Mr. President Tinubu for the initiative. He has done his part. The truth of the matter is that Fubara has not been honest about the effort of the president to resolve these things through dialogue with all the parties. As one of the commentators said, he said these guys, they were all together. They discussed together how they go to run Nigeria politics, and they know themselves. So for the president to be, even if he's supporting anybody, he was aware of all agreements. And now Fubara is trying to do different things, and that may be the cause why the president is doing what he's doing. However, he has done his best. He still want them to see that agreement. And I believe now the door is open for Fubara and people who are close to him to show maturity. And also Wike and the so-called legislators, they should also show maturity and try to put their heads together and come out with something that is meaningful. The president wants peace in that state, and that is why he acted this way. And I think that's the only solution for this moment. And two, all these our politicians or anybody who is trying to take side with any fight between Godfather and Godson, use those status and even
We lost you there. Midwest, are you still there? Yeah, you're breaking up. Why don't you go back and try to come back and I'll bring you in. Let me go to Joel. You're breaking up, Midwest, if you can hear me. Thank you. Joel, your 3 minutes final submission, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much. First and foremost, I want to state clearly, the buck stops on Tinubu's desk. He started all of this in cahoot with Wike. Because if Wike does not have the federal might, Wike will not be doing what he's doing in River State today. Let us call it what it is. A spade, a spade. Tinubu is working towards his 2027 ambition, and they need River State. But I want to plead on behalf of the Rivers people. It was orderly. Orderly went for presidency. Amechi did the same thing. Wike did the same thing. Among these three, they have spent billions of Rivers money doing campaign. In addition to that, you also milk them during campaign. I think it's a little bit unfair. It is so much, I say a little bit, it's so much unfair to that state. Today, we've had that the refinery is up in flames. We've lost two major pipelines. Is it worth it? If that is a leader that thinks about his people, that counts every couple that comes in and goes out of his economy, do you think he's going to make that irrational decision? He's going to lose all of that money because of one man? He's not going to do that. He was going to focus on developing the people, doing the right things in office, and the people will see it and vote for you.
But this idea of Godfatherism, where we have people trying to siphon the people's resources and install someone that they feel that they can control. And when they don't control them, then it is fire. It happened in Anambra State with Ngige. We've seen that in the past. And somebody is saying, let's compromise. Then they compromise. We fought Godfatherism in Anambra State and we won. The people won. So if it can be done in Anambra State, it can be done in Rivers State. Wike is no spirit. It's just that Fubara is a cool dude. It would have, I don't want to say too much, but thank you, Adama, for the opportunity. And I hope
Thank you so
that
much.
the River people will get succor at the end of the day.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Eyes on your 3 minutes final summation. Hold on, before I come to you, Midwest, are you back? I can
Yeah, I'm back. So I
Okay,
wanted
yeah.
to.
Eyes before eyes, I'll have
Okay.
you close that. Yeah, I'll give you 2 minutes. Go ahead.
To round up, when it comes to Godfather, Godson fight, people don't benefit anything. As Adewale said, it's our culture to have Godfather. Edo is an example. We fought Godfatherism, we brought him Obaseki. When Obaseki was about to leave, then he became a Godfather. And you can see the reality. Even if Fubara happens to be a governor today, Wike is not there, the other. As soon as he want to leave office, he will try to place somebody there. It's natural. So what I want to say is this, please. We should learn from Jonathan administration. Obasa just stood for him so much, and at the end, he kicked him out along the line, and look at what happened. Look at my state. Oshomole stand for Obaseki. We kick him out. At the end, nothing to write home about. Even the so-called 20% or whatever in Rivers State, the money Fubara has been spending. Judges have been eating. Security agent, friends, 419 will be duping there. I know the judge and all of them. The people don't benefit anything. That's just the truth. We should stop this. Let them go and put their heads together and let there be peace and let common man have that chance to continue their life. If God bless us with good leader tomorrow, we all will enjoy it. That's just my submission. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Eyes on your final submissions. 3 minutes. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah. Thank you, Adama. let me say this. My brother that just spoke said Godfatherism is normal. That if Fubara wants to leave, he will do Godfatherism, and that's normal. Please let me make it clear. It's not normal. This is not how democracies are supposed to work. One man these people are public servants. You understand? We hired them to do a job. I think that's what we should all come to terms with. They are not gods, they're not kings, they're not monarchs. You know, this isn't the Pope or someone that we're talking about that has been ordained by God. These are public servants from amongst us that we elected to do a job. It is not normal for one of them to leave office but still want to enjoy the perks of office, so he puts a puppet in there to control. This is not a normal thing. It's an insane thing. So when you find yourself talking and trying to come to some kind of compromise about someone who has created this arrangement, you should examine your intellect and your mental capacity, because it's not normal. And you need to change your thinking and your worldview for those of you who want to normalize this. It is insane. And if Obama tries to do it when it's time for him to leave office, I know the people of Rivers State, they will resist him as well. So please, let us stop this narrative. And again, Adama, let me just, I don't like to talk and yell, but I'm yelling because people want to talk over me. So let me explain this. For me, if it's about Rivers State, Delta, or Bayelsa, it is personal. I have family in all three states, very close family. So it is personal for me in this instance, and I have dreaded this situation we find ourselves in, because if these things happen and Nigerian military starts to ransack through little towns and villages, communities, some of them I've been to, with some of the simplest, most giving people I've met that don't have anything, and they are put under this situation as well, it is going to bother me even more. So for me, it is personal. And for me, I blame the president for putting our communities under this threat because of political power. I digress, Adama. I'll just leave it at that. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I just want to thank every one of our panelists that joined us today. Please come back, I believe 6:30 p.m. We're going to be back for the main this thing. We'll continue from where we stopped this evening. You all have a good evening from where I am, and I love you all. Yes.
Okay,
Midwest, what do you want to say?
I wanted to quickly say something to Aizon. Aizon, I did
Okay,
not
please.
normal. I did not say it is normal. The thing is this: we have a country that a system has been designed that whosoever that become our leader will end up to be a millionaire. The interest of the people is completely out. So we don't know how we're going to solve that. I did not say it's normal, but that is this reality as we speak today. So that is what I'm trying to present before you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Midwest, Nigerian first. You all have a lovely day and a very productive day as well. Thank you. Have a good one. And join us back this evening at 6:30 p.m. Bye-bye.